We're here.
Hello, everyone.
I think. Are we here? We're back. We're live.
We are.
How you doing, Russ?
I'm doing well, man. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay.
Good, good.
How about you, Lindsay in the booth? How are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing well. Hi, everybody.
Are
Thanks
we
for
live?
joining us. Yes. Can everybody hear us?
It's been a little while. I feel like we just need to make sure all the that everything's working.
It's been a long time. We shouldn't have left you without a Hollywood is dying video to step to.
Which we did do.
Yes.
So I'm getting the green light that we are back. We are live. Welcome. My name is Matt.
I am Russ.
And welcome to 4K Kings, your home of physical media, movie reviews, two friends just shooting the breeze,
Comedy.
trying to figure out how to land an intro for once in their lives.
Once in a while. I think I have a good one. Well, it's a God, I feel like I'm on a dour note.
You're on a downward spiral.
Well, we just hit it big with our Hollywood is dying video, and that was pretty depressing.
So now we have to continue to be depressing to continue to stay relevant amongst the community?
Well, I don't know. This might make us relevant in a completely different way. I don't know if you know this, Matt, but a friend of our show was recently caught up in the P. Diddy indictments. Carlito's Way, Rise to Power, if you recall, featured Puff Daddy. Carlito and him were close in the early 2000s, and apparently it's coming down the pipeline from the feds. Mr. Brigante may have been involved.
May be implicated in this scandal?
Yes. We're going to start a GoFundMe for him for his legal defense. He's going to need Dave. He's really going to need Dave now. But yeah, it sucks. But everyone watching, keep him in your thoughts and prayers. Matt and I, we never went to those parties, but Carlito, he's gonna have to speak for himself. I hope he's good. He never did any. I mean, a little wild, but never did anything over. He never crossed any lines with us. You know.
If you're just tuning in, this is 4K Kings. I am Matt. This is Russ, and thank you all for tuning in. Thanks for not turning off what you were watching during any of that. If you're still with us, thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in, and again, for some of the recent love we've been getting on Reddit, on Instagram. There's been a lot of people jumping out saying hello and shouting us out in there. Really appreciate all of that. All of our new viewers. Nice. Yeah, it's been awesome. All of our new and old members and viewers, thank you for being here with us this evening. Let us know in the chat where you're coming from, where you're at tonight, if it's late night with the Kings in the UK or, you know, afternoon coffee with mum.
Yeah. I love that, dude. I always have questions after the live stream. I always think about our global audience. And I always have, like, it'll be some question specific to say Australia.
Yeah.
Damn it, I wish I asked that when I had the chance. And then when we do, I've got nothing.
Well, we've been away for 1 week too long. We usually attend this live stream with everyone every other week, but we've been gone for an extra week. So there has been a decent amount of information and news items that we are excited to share, including Demolition Man, something that we predicted.
We did. We did. We did.
I know. I'm going to come back to that. But yeah, we predicted that. And if you're a fan of this channel or if you've been watching any of the videos we put out, you know what we're talking about. KICKBOXER 4K finally revealed. All of it in all of its glory. Excited to pick that apart. I think a lot of our viewers out there
want to dance.
People out there, I'm sure, hopefully are excited as well. Scream Factory, Shout Factory, they put some news items out there.
Did Criterion just announce their news today?
Literally today.
And I avoided it because I knew we were gonna hang out and shoot the shit.
We are not talking about Criterion tonight.
Well, all right.
We can maybe bring it up on our phones and take a look, but I didn't have that on the agenda.
Well, all right. Well, that can be a nice intro. What were the announcements? Do you know? If you don't know off the top of your head, I don't want to derail the stream.
It was nothing that jumped out at me as saying I've been waiting for that. There was a Richard Pryor movie.
Yeah, I saw it was JoJo Dancer, right?
Yep, there was a Richard Pryor movie.
I saw that. I saw that was announced, and I saw the announcements.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm going to avoid it. But now I just need to know.
Something with
What are we doing this channel for?
I don't know.
I want to know what Criterion's putting out. Man.
I'm woefully unprepared. Give me a second. When we go to maybe a brief commercial break, I'll pull it up.
Yes. And that was announced, what? minutes ago.
Just minutes ago.
Yes.
Interstellar, a title that I know you're excited to talk about for the 100th time.
No, I've given up. I will not watch Interstellar. Seriously, I'm not watching it.
They've updated their release information for about the 100th time, and I don't know that it's landed in a really good spot either. For anyone that's interested.
Did they confirm an actual release now? Or
it's confirmed.
I received an email from Zavi saying fuck off.
Cancel it again.
Yeah.
Much like the screening, much like a lot of things that have been canceled, but yeah. A lot of stuff to cover. Anything new that you've been up to since we've seen each other last? How many people out there watched Russ's Hollywood is Dying video?
Russ. Well, Matt, I like the idea. I ran it by you, and you said, why don't you collaborate with Stephen Baldwin on this one? And I thought, good idea.
I thought it was a hit. I thought it really was a hit.
It was, I'll say this, it did come across a little, it was a downer, but it needed to be said.
Speaking of downer, did you see Joker 2, Folie à Deux?
I didn't watch it, no. Did you? No. I still want to.
Yeah.
It's funny, I don't trust critics anymore on either side. Like if something's completely trashed,
yeah,
it's weird. If something is unanimously praised, I'm immediately suspect, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if something's unanimously trashed, I'm not as suspect. I'm more curious.
Yeah,
because I'm like, wow, what made it universally hated? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. It's destined to be a cult film, I feel.
Do you feel like once it's crossed that threshold of this is like the worst movie of all time, I'm bound to love it?
No.
You're ready to dogpile.
There's degrees to that stuff. Just because something is... listen, people can be right once in a while.
They can be.
If it is trash, then it's trash. But, there are those special movies that they become trash, but then the trash defines it and becomes part of the experience and makes them enjoyable. I don't know if Joker 2 is going to do that.
Yeah.
But it's possible.
I don't think I'm ever going to see that.
Really?
I don't think so. I think I'm good.
Like I said, I'd honestly be more cautious if it was praised.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Because then I'd be like, what is...
It obviously wasn't what the people wanted, critic-wise, audience-wise. That's obviously what it wasn't, what they wanted.
And here's the thing. I wasn't confused from the start. I knew it wasn't. Everybody knew it was a musical. Everyone knew. Like, temper your expectations.
Anyone out there like it? Anyone out there watch it and like it? I'd be interested to know a positive experience, because pretty much everything I've read has been completely negative.
Or I'll say it in a better way. I wouldn't judge it for being a musical. I will judge it if it's bad. You know what I mean? Like, if that's the direction they went in, judge it on its own merit.
It's the reason Hollywood's dying and why they refuse to fix it.
It's not Jerry Maguire. It's not a beautiful Jerry Maguire.
But speaking of some of the greatest movies of all time, Russ, Pulp Fiction's 30th anniversary was like 2 days ago or something.
Really?
It was just like a couple of days ago. And I saw they were doing screenings. Nowhere around here, though. I saw they were doing screenings in like August.
What? You and I saw it once.
We did.
What was that? Was the 20th anniversary?
20th anniversary.
10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't 25th. It was 20. Yeah. But it's coming back out in the theater again. But what I happened to notice is, which, this is, tends to happen, but I wasn't expecting it at least so soon with my beloved Pulp Fiction.
Cops tend to notice when you're driving around in a car drenched in fucking blood.
They tend to notice when they feel like you're ready for a double dip, because here we are, ready to double dip on you in Pulp Fiction, the 30th anniversary edition.
Man, you know what I wish they did with this, if they're going to do this? They need to figure out a way to where when you open up the case, a light comes out of it. Oh, hi.
That would have been smart, but that's not what they did. Smart. Pretty smart. That's not what they did here. This is pretty smart. Putting your old Blu-ray, colorful one, inside of your black and white. And then dropping it on the floor in front of everyone.
It doesn't matter. We're going to get this new one.
Dude, this was, it was like knee jerk, like, oh, put that in the car. And then I had to wait. I sat on it for a second. But
I didn't. It's Pulp Fiction. What are you going to do?
I mean, I'll give you my thoughts, but basically the first thing is this looks great. This hard box, holy crap. Doesn't that look awesome?
It is. It's simple.
It's simple. It's everything that...
Sleek.
It looks exactly like my old DVD. Remember that like DVD digipack?
Where it split out. Yeah.
Yes, it looks
exactly. A little square where you could see Mia Wallace.
Mia Wallace on there. Yeah, and this is coming out at the end of this year, December 3rd. Collector's edition.
You're right. This is a great, and they did this intentionally. This is a great opportunity to get me this for Christmas.
Basically.
You know, this is like, oh, what does Dad want this year?
Now I'll tell you where they would have got me and why I ended up falling off of it. Because they put out this regular one, which I got, the black and white, you know, which I was okay on. Then they put out that Steelbook where they're dancing, which I definitely did not like.
I already forgot about that.
Remember that? I did not like that. But when I saw this, I was like, okay, there's going to be a Steelbook in that bad boy. And it's going to be the original poster art with Uma on the bed or something. It's going to be the real deal. And that's going to be me where I'm like, this is really what I want or what I should have, you know, originally got. But that's not really what's going on here. Not really what's going on here at all.
What don't you like?
I don't know that I like this whole pop-up book approach. It's like
that's but I meant the actual. It's not a steel book.
No, it's just a digipack, you know, case with the original poster art. But then you open it up and you're supposed to put that on display or something. It's got your art cards and your collectible stickers and things. But I don't know, just didn't immediately say I need to pay. At the time, it was like $69.95. Now it's $59.95, I believe, and I still don't think I would jump in on that based on what I've already got.
I was just about to say, had that release not happened, what would this be? Immediate?
If I hadn't gotten that one at this point, and probably yes, because I mean, I don't know how many more special editions are coming out, but
I'll admit the price is
steep.
It is steep. How much do you think it'll drop? Because this is an Amazon exclusive, correct?
It is an Amazon exclusive.
What's Amazon doing nowadays?
I don't know, but I did have this in my cart, and then I sat on it for a day, and I just said no, thank you, not this time around.
Best Buy really shot themselves in the foot.
They did.
Amazon's like, we'll take that.
Did you jump on this?
I did, but with the idea of, hey, I can cancel if I change my mind. I'm kind of like you. I locked in, but yeah, I'm not. Like I said, if that original release had not happened, oh God, I'd be ecstatic. But yeah, it's something I need to own as a collector, but nothing that I am, you know,
dying for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm with you with the whole Jackrabbit Slims pop up. I'm not putting that up.
No, I'm not going to put that up.
To be honest, we talk about a lot of. Do you display every replica, every toy that comes with these releases?
Yes.
Every single one.
Look at my Godfather gigantic book back there
on display. To display that. That won't fit on any shelf.
You need to start bringing your snow globes over.
I know. I was just about to say, outside of snow globes. Snow globes is an admirable collection, though. I mean, come on, dude. You know how many times people
there are no snow globes back there.
I know, they're all in my living room. Dude, when people come over, it's a defining personality trait. They love it. They're like, oh my God, you have the 8 heads in the duffel bag snow globe. And I'm like, that's right.
If this came with a snow globe, you might have got me. If that shit opened and the light came out like it was a briefcase for us, you just cracked it. If that was a literal briefcase and you opened it and a light bulb came on, I would have been like, yo, that's it.
And this is 2024. That should be happening.
We've already done the dance scene on the Steelbook. Get rid of it.
That's true. Yeah, give her like ODing. Like you open it up and it closes, and the adrenaline shot goes in and out of her, like something cool like that. Come on, it's Pulp Fiction.
30th anniversary. You couldn't have given me the needle injection scene.
The GIMP.
Exactly. What's everyone out there? What's everyone think about this?
Start thinking about bringing out the GIMP.
What does everyone think about this 30th anniversary Pulp Fiction? Where's Matt Mead when I need him to guilt me into buying more Pulp Fiction?
Matt Mead did screw you. Wasn't he the one who talked you into buying Pulp Fiction? Yeah, I did too. No,
you didn't. He did.
Okay. Yeah, he did.
It was the thing I didn't like was I just wanted this to be regular. I didn't like this black and white with red Sin City edition.
But
so when he got me, he said, you're going to miss out on the slip. And I said, fine, I'll get that. So where I met myself halfway in the middle was by putting the Blu-ray cover on the inside.
Which is sweet. But listen, at the end of the day, is the transfer not extraordinary?
It's extraordinary.
Exactly. So...
But I don't need to pay...
You're getting the meat and potatoes.
You are, but I don't need to pay $60 again for a pop-up Jackrabbit Slims. The needle thing, sure.
Yeah, for a double dip Jackrabbit Slims pop-up, it's not worth $60.
Not worth $60. But I will say, Russ, while we were away, we both got our Hitcher.
We did. You know, it's funny. I usually bring my editions with me, but I knew you had yours, and I don't want a single dent in mine. I'm not transporting it anywhere unless need be, man.
Hitchers. We could have been hitchers like we were taxi drivers.
Yeah,
like we were repo men.
Twisters.
I
didn't buy Twister. No, today you are the lone hitcher.
And this is definitely outside of, like we were saying.
Right off the bat, I think this is probably the greatest J card of all time.
It's a pretty nice J card.
Dude, it's part of the set. I kept it.
I didn't throw it away.
I like the way it slides out. Second Sight, man. God, they're great.
How many people out there got their hitchers? How many people out there are loving their hitchers and their hitcher J cards?
And it's funny. The amount of money and I think this ended up being cheaper than what this Pulp Fiction set is.
Yes.
And look at this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I probably paid shipping from wherever it was, but yeah, you're right. This was cheaper than what this was going to be.
Yeah, yeah.
And this has got a hardback book about the movie. It's got the entire script is in here.
Yeah.
It's got the
Rutger Hauer's ashes.
A little bit of Rutger Hauer's ashes in every single purchase.
That's limited to the first 2,000 releases.
Yeah, but no, dude, it was awesome. I watched this already. We're obviously doing a review of it, which we'll put up soon, and totally break down this packaging too. But I can't say enough great things about this release and this hard box and everything that goes along with this. It's going to be awesome. It's
going to be hard to top that as the #1 release of the year, in my opinion.
Yeah,
there's definitely been great releases and runner-ups, but wow.
Yeah, I will say here. I'll put this over here for a second. Since the Hitcher has only ever been, as you probably know, Russ, because you're a 4K king, but the Hitcher's only ever been available in the US on a DVD. Mm-hmm. So this Second Sight release, everyone was blown away by because it's 4K, it's remastered, it's obviously this gigantic, awesome edition, which we all had to import. So it still didn't have a US release at the time. So that was still the only place to get it in that upgraded nature. But to match it, WB is putting out a US version here in the United States. And this is it right here.
Well, wasn't there a whole debacle, a whole rights issue situation going on? Didn't we almost lose access to the Second Sight Hitcher? Or there were some orders that ended up being canceled due to WB stepping in and kind of putting the kibosh on the whole thing? This movie's been such a saga over the last 5 years. I'm kind of a little fuzzy on the ins and outs of it all, but a movie about this,
about the making of the release of the Hitcher. But if you missed out on that Second Sight one and you wanted to get, just the one that's in the US here, with the original art, here it is. Now I did see, and I guess you could say confirm, that the transfer is the same transfer as the Second Sight release. They're the exact same transfer. Now, as far as the features that are on here, there is one of the Second Sight features is on here. It's the interview with the director, I believe, has been carried over. But other than that, it's I think a commentary and the trailer and kind of minimal stuff. So I did want to point out the fact that this is what you get with the Second Sight version, which is not only some commentary, 3 commentaries or something, but look at how long these interviews are. One with the director, one with the screenwriter, one with Singh Thomas Howell, one with the Mark Isham.
Mm-hmm. I feel like Mark Isham, Jesus Christ, he made a whole new album just for these features.
Dude, you get all of the original short films that the writer and director made. China Lake, short film by Robert Harmon, Telephone, short film by Eric Red. They gave you literally everything these people had done up until this point, and so much new stuff. So this was an outstanding, awesome release. So we'll be putting a review of this up soon to gush heavily.
Truly a labor of love.
Yeah. And other than that, there's going to be a lot of reviews that we're going to be doing soon outside of the Hitcher. Nightmare on Elm Street. Russ, you got yours?
Yes, last night.
You got yours last night?
Yes.
I'm getting mine from the UK. It says it'll be here by Wednesday of next week. So once that comes in, we'll finally get a review of that. There's
you ever seen it?
I've seen it. And I've seen that there's a lot of people already putting reviews out there. A lot of people that have got some advanced copies, I guess you could say. No advanced copies here.
We're too raw.
We're
too real.
People aren't ready to send us anything.
Nah, just hate mail and death threats.
Maybe one day we'll be in the cool club or we'll get something sent ahead of time. But for now, we got to rely on good old snail mail, Amazon UK, and DHL once in a while.
Them's the breaks.
You know what I did see, though? And I don't know if you saw this too, but I think it was maybe one of the physical media news channels or maybe something else that had, retweeted this or something. But the director of Freddy's Dead,
Rachel Talalay.
Rachel Talalay, she tweeted this out there that says, I'm regrading a movie from 30 years ago, and it's an exercise in being punched in the face by every rookie mistake with a rare occasional, that was good. The new 3D is a revelation, though. Freddy's brain is peak brat. But I guess this is hinting at she's regrading this movie for maybe, I guess, a potential release of some kind, which maybe would then lead me to believe maybe other ones too. Like, I mean,
Freddy's Dead's getting it. Yes, they're all getting it. Freddy's Dead is the last one anyone would be concerned. And that's coming from someone who loves Freddy's Dead, easily considered by the masses as the lesser nightmare film.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously they're throwing this first one out there. I'm sure they're doing gangbusters with sales. Yeah, so they're probably trying to think like, what else can we do? Box set, one at a time. Who knows?
That's damn near box set confirmation.
Yeah.
There is no world. We do not live in a world where Freddy's Dead is getting a solo deluxe release like on its own.
Right.
Absolutely not. That to me is confirmation of a box set.
There it is.
Did she reference any like label, any boutique?
Nope. Just that she's regrading it.
Wow.
Yep, and that's it.
And let's not kid ourselves. I'm sure that Nightmare, the original, sold well.
Yeah.
All those editions. So yeah, I'm banking shit. After reading this, I'm banking on us getting a box set.
Box set. You heard it here first. This is breaking news. Talalay sent this to me directly. This is a fresh news story. It's
Freddy's Dead. I mean, come on. Out of all of them, we've talked about it on this channel. I could see Dream Warriors getting like a solo deluxe Arrow type release. I could see New Nightmare getting one, maybe like a Steelbook. That would be a nice, counter companion piece to the original. It just came out, but Freddy's Dead is not getting a solo release.
What's number 4?
Dream Master.
I like
4.
I like number 4.
I do too. I love them all. 4 would have a better chance of getting a standalone release than Freddy's Dead.
Dream Master.
2 would. All of them would. Dream Child, 5, and Freddy's Dead are pretty much accepted as the worst Nightmare movies. They're still highly enjoyable. I love them, but if you had to rank them, if you're tiering them, Freddy's Dead and Nightmare 5 are going to be lower.
Did I brighten your day?
You really did. How did you come across this?
I forget, but I don't forget. Talalay, we know her, right? She gave us this fresh story.
That is though. That's seriously. What does the chat think? I mean, come on. Am I?
Let's see.
My rocker here.
Let's go over to the chat really quick. Let's talk to the chat really quick. Let's say hi. Let's say hi to everyone. Here we go. Hey,
it's me in HD says Freddy's Dead is goated. I'm with you, dude. I love it. I think the tone's hilarious. It's a weird Twin Peaks. It's almost like a John Waters, David Lynch, Nightmare on Elm Street comedy. Dark. It's just weird.
The box set is coming, says Eric Otto. Goo Goo Dolls song is goated. I love me some Goo Goo Dolls. Mike wants to know, is Lindsay here? Lindsay, are you here with us tonight?
I'm here. I'm alive and kicking.
Alive and kicking. Hey, it's me in HD. A Freddy box set is not needed. It's demanded. There you go. There you go.
I say 4K scans might not exist yet. It sounds like she's working on it, though.
Let's see.
Like, what else would she be working? Again, if she's working on a new transfer for even if it was just the 3D, what are they re-releasing Freddy's Dead theatrically? I mean, come on.
Not that one.
No. I mean,
not that one. Yeah, I don't know, but I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know. Are you?
In my day, I'm pumped. Dude.
You pumped? Okay,
that's sweet. I'm telling you, that is pretty much confirmation.
Okay. Well, we will have a review of the original Nightmare on Elm Street shortly, as well as the Terminator when that finally comes out. We're coming to the end of the year. But it's coming like a freight train. All these reviews coming, top 5s and such.
Quarterly earnings.
Quarterly earnings are due.
What do they want, Matt?
They want the money.
They want the money, Russ.
They do. They do.
They want the money. You watching anything for spooky season?
Just thinking maybe Fled, Posse, The Usual Suspects.
Nice.
Flintstones. Viva Rock Vegas. Is that what it's called?
Viva Rock Vegas, yeah.
Like I didn't know.
Like you didn't know? 2000s. No more good stories.
I actually don't have anything specifically set aside for Halloween viewing. Do you?
Yeah, well, we Lindsay, the producer, and I, we watched The Hitcher, but we've actually been watching more kind of, I guess, Halloween-related movies as a family. We watched Monster Squad, Lost Boys, and Poltergeist.
Wow.
Dude, and they're slapping. All of them.
They're slapping?
They're still slapping.
They're still slapping.
And I'll tell you what, I said this when we watched it, and my family just sat there and like did one of these. But watching these in 4K, how great, not only do they look because it's, you know, restored and all this kind of stuff, but watching some of these movies, the 80s and early 80s and such, they just look like they were all shot today. Nothing looks dated. It just looks so like you're watching
Fresh.
anything new. And I feel like that's such a great thing for not just restoring these movies, but bringing them to a newer audience. Because I'm like looking at my son who's 10 years old, and I'm like, you know, is this hitting with him? Is it clicking? Does he feel like this looks old or chintzy? And I'm looking at it like, damn, this looks like this could have been made today. The way it like looks just so revived. And so I think that's a really positive for the 4K teams out there, us.
Oh yeah,
promoting it.
And it's always nice. I always see comments about that. There'll be like some younger person in their early mid-20s who they'll, you know, I streamed all the time. It's usually video games that push them over to physical. They said, you know, I didn't realize until I saw the Super Mario Brothers movie on 4K how much clarity, you know, I was missing just through streaming. Like I wasn't even using my television's full capability, all of that. And it's once you, I think, once you cross that line, once you can't go back. You notice the difference. You notice the grain, the shit, the lag.
Thank you, 4K.
The bog of eternal stench.
How about this? Were you checking this out?
Fuck yeah, pre-ordered.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you?
Dude, this motherfucker is limited to 2,000. What are you talking about?
Limited to 2,000.
I texted you this.
I know you did.
You thought I was joking?
I did. I was like, is he kidding me with this shit?
Dude, this movie's hysterical.
I mean, yes.
Oh my God, dude, there's a scene in this film where there's like a shootout between a cop and there's a baby in the car.
Yeah.
It is fucking hilarious. The way it like cuts to the baby, then cuts back to them arguing, put the gun down, and all. It's so terribly acted. I love this fucking movie.
Rumpelstiltskin. Look at this thing. In 4K, no less.
Dude, it's never been on Blu-ray. Maybe, I don't think it has. I've never owned it.
Yo, where are my Stiltskin heads out there?
So far, just one person said rumple foreskin.
One person said, hey, what's this rumple foreskin?
Dude, look at this set, too.
I mean, it's a book of magic? What is that right there?
Wait, what was it? It's limited to 2,500? I thought it was only 2,000. I had to jump. Oh, man.
It says limited to 25,000. They're never going to sell out of these.
It's 2,500, not 25,000.
I saw this and I was like, is this what Russ was talking about? I mean, if you're a fan of this movie, I'm not going to lie. Like, hell yeah, get yours.
Who isn't? This is one of those ones, Matt, where everyone's going to clown you for missing the classics. How dare you've never seen Rumpelstiltskin?
One person said rumple foreskin. What about this one?
What is? I can't even. Oh, Gingerdead Man.
It's a Gingerdead Man set in a collectible gingerbread tin. Look how frightening that looks. Look at that tin staring right at you.
That is rad.
I feel like that's a display piece for sure.
Holy crap, that looks terrifying.
Lindsay, the producer, I'm so glad you said that. I would much rather own that than the Home Alone paint can.
I was going to say that earlier when you asked Matt if the pop-up Pulp Fiction was speaking to him. I was like, you're talking to the guy that has the Home Alone paint can on display.
I know, dude. Like that is one of the most absurd things.
I want to amend that statement. It's not on display.
It's around.
It's around, but it's not
so
on
big,
display.
It's
over there next to my Big Lebowski
Yeah, I'm looking at
It's
it.
not
bowling ball
It's
bag.
not on display. He tied it to a string, and it's at the top of the stairs for any burglars that are going to walk down.
Ready to smash you.
It functions as a security system as well.
Oh my gosh. No, it's sitting here next to the Seinfeld puffy shirt.
Wow. Lindsay, the producer's going hard on you.
First time on Blu-ray, the original classic, Gingerdead Man.
Oh, yeah, dude.
In a collectible tin that could go right next to my Home Alone paint can. Christmas ideas here, folks.
Gary Busey, gotta eat.
I'm going to tell you right now, there better be one person in our audience that's got that paint can. Someone's got it. Someone's got it. All right, Russ.
Until Don just said he pre-ordered the rumps.
The rumps. What else are people watching for? Give me a spooky season recommendation before we go on to the news. I need
Gingerdead Man.
A few moments ago, someone said, Stevie Dan, 1969, said he's going to watch Smile 1 and Smile 2 tomorrow.
Russ, you saw Smile 1.
I did see. I didn't even realize there was a 2.
Oh, there's a 2. There's a 2.
The Smile was okay.
None of your business says I'll pick up Rumpelstiltskin at the dollar store in a few months. First time on Blu-ray, $120. First time. Cemetery Man rocks if you haven't seen it. Steelbook obsessed. I feel like just because we've covered so much stuff, different releases and stuff, I've seen a few videos of Cemetery Man popping up on YouTube. Is it Severin or someone that put that like really cool collector's edition out?
I'm not sure, but is Cemetery Man, is that Australian?
It's got like an Italian cover. It's like, what's his name that's in it?
I think I've seen it where he's
what's his name?
He's like a groundskeeper at a cemetery.
Oh God, what's his name? Come on.
That's the title of the fucking movie. Yeah, like Rupert Everett or something.
That's it. Yes, yes, something like that. Yeah,
Dude,
yeah,
I saw that years ago. I don't remember it very well though. The Changeling got announced?
The Changeling without fail. What a classic.
The George C. Scott one, I feel like that gets released all the time.
Watching the classics, I Walked with a Zombie, Seventh Victim, The House That Jack Built, watched OG Carrie last night, Arrow 4K.
Dude, you got it, Matt. That's my recommendation. You need to watch Carrie.
We almost did.
We were
and
going
then
to.
Yeah, and then we didn't.
I got tired one night.
Yeah, we were about to put that in, but it's on the list to watch.
Man, you guys are nuts.
Vicious Fun, Spare Parts. All right. Yeah, there's a few, at least Carrie and maybe a couple other movies that I'd like to watch before the spooky season is out for good. But enough of this ballyhoo, Russ.
No more poppycock.
It's time to get to what I've been dying to talk to you about, what the people want to know about.
We already discussed Gingerdead Man.
We can wrap this stream up now that Gingerdead Man is done.
Channel up. Pack it up. Gingerdead Man released. We're good.
We've been fighting for 5 years to get this released. Now that it's finally here, we can close her down. A blood splattered Gingerdead Man. And a little like miniature guy.
I know what you're getting for Christmas.
Look at that. What's that fourth one? Gingerdead Man and Evil Bong?
Oh yeah, dude.
What?
You didn't see that one?
I've never seen that one.
What do you think about it?
I've heard the first one's the best. The rest of them are just...
But let's break this down. At $120, you're getting 5 classics. You're getting a cookie tin. You're supporting Gary Busey. I don't see any downside to this. Dude, the first 100 units are sold out.
Already. How many units are there?
100. I don't know. Like, that's a weird selling point, isn't it?
It is.
Because that's not really an astronomical number to brag about.
It's not.
I've never seen first 100 sold.
It's not.
They're as surprised as we are.
All right. Well, Russ, one of the biggest, not announcements, because we already knew about it, but one of the biggest reveals was the art and specs for the Kickboxer 4K release.
Lay it on me.
What's in the fucking box?
Kickboxer. Here it is from Lionsgate.
Whoa.
It's coming out December the 3rd. We've got pre-orders out there. We've got details out there. Last time when we covered this, I had said that I pre-ordered it, and then a bunch of people messaged and were like, where is this pre-order at? I went back to the pre-order, and it was gone. And then I was terrified, and then I went to see if my order was still pending, and it says still complete. I think they just maybe put it up a little early. Now it's back up, and it's got all the details here. Again, this is another Amazon exclusive.
Well, I just have a question right off the bat. Is Lionsgate being held hostage by the color red?
They do love red.
Stir of Echoes. Didn't Stir of Echoes just get a release that's like all red?
Oh, we're going to look at that too, Russ.
Okay.
Don't you worry about that.
That's just a motif I'm noticing.
They're liking red. They're liking red.
I thought, wait, I haven't seen this yet. This is the first time I've seen this imagery.
Okay.
But this isn't, I pre-ordered something different.
Okay.
I pre-ordered, to me, it was the Temple of Doom looking Steelbook.
Yeah, dude, let's open her up.
Oh, man. So I just got the Steelbook. I didn't get a deluxe.
I don't know. I thought they all came with the slip.
Whatever I ordered, the picture did not have that slip.
You better go back to your pre-order and get this one right away.
I know. I have to rethink many choices I made in life.
So this is it opened up. This is the slide down slipcase over top of the steel. Let's get a close up on the steel. There it is. There's JCVD.
Ooh.
Look at him there.
I mean, JCVD is chiseled, but like, wow, that's a
He looks like
chiseled
Arnold here.
representation.
He looks like Arnold from the waist down.
He looks like an action figure.
And then you got the, like, what is that? Like the Apocalypse Now, like head,
Yeah.
you know, like coming in the background.
I thought Apocalypse Now / Temple of Doom. I don't know why the way the chain's going across, it reminds me of the bridge, you know, or the lair, whatever.
So I'm not going to lie. When I first saw this, I was kind of like, that's an interesting slip. Like I remember the scene at the end, you know, and I was like, it's kind of like this in motion kick. But then Russ, I was blown away when they uploaded to their Instagram or whatever, a video of what this looks like when it's like a, you know, like a mock-up of what this looks like when the slip comes on and off and the opening of it and everything else, which I actually really appreciate. I wish these sort of, you know, videos for these steelbooks and stuff would come out a little bit more often. But here's what we're looking at. Are you ready? You ready for this?
Whoa.
Ooh.
It kicks the
Whoa.
kickboxer and the flame.
Wow.
He destroys everything.
Let's take a look. Oh, there it is. Hold on. Wait for that. Let's see. See this? It's a pretty decent little video here.
I do like this promo.
I like this promo. But dude, that slip where he's doing a kick. Let's see it one more time. One more time. Boom. I mean, that's pretty rad.
That's that fucking match out of here.
That is pretty rad. So
JCVD is against smoking.
dude, it's tough. That's a pretty tough
That is
cover.
cool.
I like
That
it.
is sweet.
I like it. I'm curious to know what people out there think. You know, sometimes some of these slide downs are a little cheesy. I think it works for this movie. I think they're really trying to put out all the stops for Kickboxer, considering this is like between Bloodsport and this, these are the two very beloved JCV titles, and only this one is available in the US. Bloodsport's out, but it's not in the US market yet, so I feel like when that comes out, I hope they kill it too. But they've got to give you the goods for this release. And that steelbook and that slide down's awesome, but dude, look at the features. It's like a bunch of new stuff on here. There's an audio commentary with the director and a film historian on here. There's one with a bunch of film historians, it seems.
It's an important movie.
Interview with Jean-Claude Van Damme. Interview with Tong Po, Michael Kesey, I guess is how you say his name. Interview with Dennis Chan, who is the like the sensei. Interview with the director of photography. Dude, they got some stuff going on here.
I know. I told you, I am a bigger fan of Bloodsport. I'm not the hugest Kickboxer fan, but this pushed me over the edge,
dude,
to buy it. Like I love when that much detail is put into a release, especially for one like this that has. It's got a special place in all of our hearts. It's called we. If you were a boy in America in the late 80s, you watched this movie.
Yes.
It was a requirement.
Dude, they nailed this release. I feel like
did.
top to bottom. I am pumped for this. What does the chat think about this Kickboxer now that we know what's what?
And that's what I'm saying. I love about it. It's like they understood what this title is, you know?
Eric Otto, film historians roundtable to discuss Kickboxer.
I know. That's what it's an important film.
It is. It's an important film. The title shattering, nice touch. It really is. It's really cool. I want Tong Po. I know when I was looking at this, I was like, Nuxu Cow. I started yelling at the screen, Nuxu Cow, when he was kicking.
What is it? Give me Tong Po. I want Tong Po.
Give me Tong Po. I want Tong Po. Nuxu Cow. And then his brother comes out all American as shit. Nuxu Cow. Meanwhile, like, how is he the brother of Jean-Claude Van Damme?
I like how we're just becoming a sitcom now. It's our weekly JCVD impressions.
The Kickboxer reference in Hot Shots absolutely was the best when he does all like the hand dipping and like the glass and stuff in Kickboxer.
Yeah, and then it goes into like the toppings
caramel,
for Sundays.
like M&Ms.
Yeah,
like sprinkles. Kickboxer. Yes. I'm ready, Russ. Pre-order that bad boy. Did Bloodsport not get a US 4K release? No.
Yet you didn't rent Rumpelstiltskin.
I didn't care for Rumpelstiltskin. I want Tong Po.
That's you and like a childhood friend walking to the video store. I want to rent Rumpelstiltskin. Don't give me a Tong Po.
I hope no one bought this trash. Who remembers this piece of crap?
Oh, that's the one I pre-ordered.
Dude, if you did, you better unpre-order it now. This is that Walmart edition Blu-ray that they put out, and we were like, look, what are you thinking about? Not only why is he blue?
This is Kickboxer Watchmen edition.
Plus it was Blu-ray. It's like we all wanted the 4K. Shout out to Joel Goodson. If he's out there, if he's listening to this right now, our friend from Bluray.com, who just went on a tangent about how he himself got this release made. Not in an overly braggadocious way either. I feel like he was pretty humble about it, but he had such a passion for this film.
Well, dude, you've seen Risky Business. He was going to go on to be a future enterpriser, and he got it done.
Finally.
Yeah, I know. He had one hell of a week in high school, but at least it got us Kickboxer.
Joel, we need Bloodsport next, but yeah, I was really pumped to see that this wasn't like a fail, like a Lionsgate Steelbook failure. Like, it's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty badass. Another update, Russ, from the old Lionsgate Club is Stir of Echoes.
See what I'm talking about? This looks exactly like that red motif I was speaking of.
Here it is.
I'm not gonna lie. Well,
And-
you're the bigger. You love Kevin Dunn. How does this hit you? Are you mad that Kevin Dunn isn't front and center?
I think as I saw this cover, I was just aghast. Like, this is boring. What am I looking at? Why is it this and not Buff Bacon on the cover? Why is he not jacked up with his shirt on? Like, no. But to be honest, like, I'm looking at this like, this is really kind of lame. Like, this looks really lame. But then you know what happened, Russ?
What happened?
I saw that Lionsgate put out another video.
Oh,
This time for this release.
Is there some
Did he
slip
turn into
magic?
Kevin Dunn?
This time they've got
You
some.
pull it up and it's Kevin Dunn. That would be incredible.
And what after I show you this, I'm going to see if you had the same reaction that I had. And it actually, based on what I saw, made me comment on the post. I forget who it was that had put this out on Instagram. And I got a little heat back for what I said about it, about this cover.
Did you really?
I did. And I'll be curious to know what the people at home, how they feel about this too. So here it is in motion. You ready?
Matt, you are a controversial person.
Here we
I
go.
like it.
So he opens his eyes. She comes in. Steelbook comes off. The ghost lady's there. We open her up.
Sleep. I know what you're going to complain about.
So
First off, it reminds me of Cat People, the poster for Schrader's Cat People. You know what I'm talking about?
no, actually.
No, we'll keep going then.
So here it is, and I feel like I'm going to be part of the problem by saying what my issue is, because this is what I commented about and got heat for. And so it's kind of like coming full circle on me here, but this cover contains a spoiler from the movie. Like, it gives you a big spoiler about what goes on in the movie, and I commented on this post saying, wow, I can't believe they put a spoiler for the movie, like a big one, on this cover. And someone replied back, was like, no, you can't expect to go into a movie cold from 25 years ago that's like a cult hit, something to that effect. Like, you can't expect to not be spoiled at this point. You shouldn't be mad that they did this. It's been 25 years, give me a break. And my first thought was like, well, what about it? What if they gave you the spoiler for Sixth Sense on the cover? Is that wrong? Is that right? It's been 25 years, but if they did that, is that a problem? I feel like that's just, why would you do that? Like, why give the story away on the box? That's my thought. You're the guy in the comments, aren't you?
I think I'm with your haters.
You're the one that replied back to me, aren't you?
It was me. Spoiler, it was me.
I don't
I'm gonna
know.
Wait 25
It bothers
years to
me.
tell you. No, but well, the only reason I disagree with you here, I've seen this movie one time when it came out, and I remember it enough. What's the spoiler on this cover? If I don't know the movie, I don't know any of this stuff is a spoiler.
It's a spoiler.
How? Spoil it. How? I know. I just talked you into the corner.
I know. I don't want to spoil it for people that haven't
If
seen
you
it.
explain how it's a spoiler,
All
you're
right.
spoiling it.
Lindsay, the producer, let's run a poll. Do I spoil this movie?
Mhm.
Do I spoil why this cover? Because I don't want to spoil it if people want to watch this movie. But I'd also like to know people that know what I'm talking about. Do you think this should be here or not? And,
hold on.
if I'm wrong, that's cool.
Hold
But
on.
I would like to know.
That's what I'm saying, though. It's like, I think you are so familiar with this movie, you see it as a spoiler.
Anyone that's
whereas
seen it and liked it knows it.
I've seen it, and I thought it was okay, and I don't...
Remember the ending at all?
I mean, yes,
The
I
literal
remember
ending is in this box.
it is, but that's not really the reveal. Something's amiss. I mean, the man's digging in his basement. There's going to be something. You know what I'm saying?
Big old
I
spoiler.
feel like there's nothing in this that the trailers at the time didn't allude to.
I guess you could argue that the bigger spoiler is how it happened.
That's what I'm saying.
Not necessarily. So if
it's not like you put on Stir of Echoes and you think it's going to go to the end of the movie and, you know, oh, Kevin Bacon was just insane. There was nothing else going on. Did you think that was a possibility?
He was hypnotized. No, okay. All right. Maybe you're getting me to come around to my haters. Or should I not back down?
Don't back down.
I'm not going to back down.
Don't do that.
They shouldn't do that.
That's just a rule in life. Even when you are... Well, watch this.
Does the poll think...
Excuse me. Don't interrupt me. I'm not backing down.
No one backs down now.
You stand on every... Even when you're wrong, Matt, you just keep going. That's how you live life. When you're wrong, you keep going because eventually you'll be right.
Well, while that poll's running, I will say, which is kind of cool, is that we're getting new features. You're getting new 4K restoration, Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos track. There's a revisiting Stir of Echoes and establishing the shot. I guess that's maybe the cinematographer with Fred Murphy, plus a bunch of legacy stuff, which I believe... I believe, if I cross-reference correctly, it's all the stuff that is even on this release. Okay. So everybody that maybe had this, you might be able to just have all the same stuff on your 4K. So if you don't like that Kevin Bacon spoiler edition, keep this and throw your 4K in this.
Are you going to do that?
I don't know.
Yeah. I do. I love that this is getting retrospective documentaries.
I'm so happy
I love
for
when
it.
Titles like this get those.
Yes, I agree.
That shows that the people involved are proud of it, regardless of if it took over the box office.
I agree. But here it is. And there's one other version of this, another special edition Steelbook that Zavi's putting out, and that's the Kevin Dunn edition.
Now that is a spoiler. It spoiled any intent I had of watching this movie.
If you wanted the Kevin Dunn special edition of Stir of Echoes, where he's peeking over Kevin Bacon's shoulder instead of the ghost lady, this one's for you.
All right, Matt. Here's the.
This is the one I pre-ordered, obviously.
I don't think you did.
It's the slide down case Kevin Dunn comes down over top of.
Matt, don't fuck with us. We all know you're holding out for the Kevin Dunn box set.
The Kevin Dunn retrospective career DVD box set.
Doesn't what is it?
Not
Umbrella.
Blu-ray.
Umbrella does. Isn't it Umbrella that does those actors? They did a Harvey Keitel box. Yeah.
Marlon Brando.
Marlon and Kevin Dunn. You're holding out for the Dunn set. Dunn set. That's what's going to be called.
Dunce set.
Don't insult.
What do people think about the Kevin Dunn edition from Zavi?
How long did
You're going to have to pay an extra $8 to $9 for that additional debossing and embossing that they had to provide. A little bit of spot gloss.
Can I ask you, I want to know, how much time did you spend? Like, what was the thought process when you were Google imaging? You were Googling Kevin Dunn images. Like, what was the process on finding the right one? What made you settle on this one? And how many photos of Kevin Dunn did you go through until you landed on this gem?
I needed one where he was looking straight at me, just like that woman that is on that cover. Like this lady right here. Yeah. She's looking right at you, dead set at you. So I needed one where he was looking like right at me, right at the camera. And then really, once I found this one where I feel like it kind of shows his patented hairline that he has in like all of these movies, and that's where you know it's kind of him.
Exactly.
The only two choices I had were between this one and one where he had a beard, which I do like bearded Dunn. There's glasses Dunn, but I had to look up a picture of what he looked like in this movie, and this was a little bit more accurate. Yeah. So that's what I went with. And then, I just kind of like color graded him a little bit, and there he is.
I agree. I mean, nothing against bearded Dunn. We all love bearded Dunn, but that's not really his je ne sais quoi. That's not his essence, his whole, I think his whole sex appeal relies more on clean shave Dunn.
This looks like I don't know, is this like a buddy drama or is this like are they two lovers? Like Kevin Bacon has turned his back on Dunn, and Dunn is putting his hand on his shoulder saying, don't go away yet. Oh, that's a good one.
You know what I hate though? When I'm going to ask the chat this, maybe it's happened to them. Whenever you are searching for Kevin Dunn images on Google, like it sucks. Immediately it starts auto populating after it. Sexy, hot, it's like, nah, I just want, I'm not, I mean, it's normal Dunn.
Normal Dunn. Normal Dunn. One and done. There we go. See, everyone, everybody wants the Dunn edition. Everybody needs The Kevin Dunn edition, Russ.
Dubstep, dude. We got to do a remix. We got to do a Kevin Dunn dubstep song.
What are we going to do at 10K? Something to do with this, maybe.
Hey, it's me in HD. I'm going to be, that's something that's just going to pop in my head randomly for the next week. And I'm going to start laughing. Dubstep.
Red Eye Reviews. I just want this in 4K, not in a Steelbook, but Lionsgate thinks collectors only want steals. You're right. It's just steal after steal after steal. But if they're going to put Kevin Dunn on it, you got my money.
How many people out there are waiting on the Dunn box set?
All right,
Volume 2.
What did the poll reveal? Am I going to explain why this is a spoiler and see if I'm justified in saying it shouldn't be there?
We actually
we've got
took
22 votes. 74% say yes, spoil it.
I'll spoil the one part. I won't spoil the reason behind it, right?
Be honest, I think we spoiled it on the last live. Yeah, that's last
So-
we talked about.
So essentially, Kevin Bacon gets hypnotized at like a party by his like sister-in-law or someone, and as soon as he becomes hypnotized, all of a sudden, like his mind like opens to like maybe another the paranormal, let's say, and his house is being haunted by a young girl who at first only his son could see, which is kind of like how this sort of got tied in with The Sixth Sense. And sort of got, a little bit like lumped in with that because there was a little bit of this like little kid seeing dead people kind of motif. But for whatever reason, Kevin Bacon keeps seeing these visions of dig and he doesn't know why. And he just keeps seeing it over and over and over. So he's digging like everywhere in his house. He's ripping up his floorboards. He's in the backyard, ripping up giant holes. And so
I thought that was just meth.
And so finally at the very end of the movie, he's digging in his basement, digging in the wall, and he finds the dead body of the girl who is basically haunting his house. And to not spoil who she is, I won't, and to not spoil how she just died or any of that kind of stuff, that's part of the plot too. I won't spoil that. I won't do it. But that's what this is. Basically, the person that's haunting him is in his basement. And this is basically happens at the very end of the movie when he finds her. And this is in the steel, and I don't like it.
Can you spoil a specific element of it? I have a question about that I don't remember fully. I remember that Rolling Stones song was a point. I don't remember what was the point of it though. How did that tie in? But I remember, wasn't he hearing that song in his head or something?
That song was playing while this person was being murdered. And so he started hearing this song and he starts learning how to play it on guitar. He doesn't know why. He's like obsessed basically with figuring out what's going on.
Well, I know
and his life's falling apart. But you know who never turns his back on him? Kevin Dunn. He's always there.
I think you're leaving out a bigger spoiler.
Kevin Dunn, there he is. Kevin Dunn edition.
Don't you love when that happens too, where that guitar thing wasn't written into the script, but Bacon was there like, hey, I can play guitar.
throw me in there.
You guys want to hear Wonderwall? Like it was, that's what happened.
Is there room for my brothers to show up in the back?
I know, you had a whole concert.
And he's like, why don't I take my shirt off too?
Well, no one would complain about that.
That's what I needed on the cover. All right, Russ. Well, that's enough of Stir of Echoes. Maybe we'll come back. We'll do a review once we get this and we can talk about it further.
We summed it up already. Not enough done.
Not enough done. Not nearly enough done. But one other Steelbook I wanted to share with you, Russ. Actually, 1.5 other Steelbooks I wanted to share with you before we move on to some more news.
1.5?
Sort of. Just one in a quickie. Did you know that Titans of Cult has returned, Russ? Your nemesis?
I'm cautious.
For anyone that hasn't been watching this channel for very long, go back one day in the annals of our history, and you'll find a few unboxing videos and reviews of Russ opening a Titans of Cult Clockwork Orange that he had so much hope for, but it went down the drain very quickly, and the results were hilarious.
I may have overreacted.
Maybe, but you were right in your assessment.
I think so. Well, listen, man, if you're trying to watch a movie, you shouldn't have to, you shouldn't need gloves to open the packaging.
Russell with a plastic box. It was very
sharp. Yeah, it was dangerous, man.
They got me for 3 releases before I wised up.
And did you do the same thing that I did? Did you throw away the action figure packaging?
Most of that stuff I just went down to
I ended up just keeping the Steelbook, and honestly, in Clockwork Orange's case, the Steelbook wasn't very inspired to begin with.
No. And but yeah, so they're back again. Remember they did the Gladiator release? It was like they had like a giant box, kind of like The Godfather. They had a smaller one, but they had like a Steelbook stand. You would like slide your Steelbook in, put it on display.
Who do they think they are? Film Vault?
Exactly. But they're back. Do you know what title they're back with, Russ?
I do not, actually.
They are back.
Is it Lionsgate? Because didn't they just announce some merger?
John Wick.
Oh, wow.
They're back with John Wick out in December. They returned an Amazon exclusive. Amazon exclusive. This used to be stuff that you could only get in the UK, I remember. That was the first one we were getting it. You had to import it. But now this is an Amazon exclusive.
That's really cool.
It looks like they're kind of getting rid of this gigantic box idea and just kind of sticking with the regular release, which, you know, makes a little bit more, I think, sense to me.
Is it just the original or is it all 17?
It's just the original, but I mean, to your point, this is probably one of the most re-released 4Ks there is. And I don't know, I mean, maybe the biggest cult movie I've ever heard of. For Titans of
John Wick is a cult movie?
Well, I mean, the Titans of cult.
Look, that wow, I didn't even pick up on your sarcasm. That was so like,
dude,
whoa.
I just teed you right up, and that was a whiff. That was a big old miss.
Yeah.
Biggest cult movie that I've ever heard. Anyway,
and I'm looking at the puppy on the back of the Steelbook, dude.
Anyway,
I don't know what's going on.
So I would say this
It's a
looks like the most coherent release I feel like they've put together, as far as like, it's not some plastic box, it's not some giant collector case. It's you know, it's kind of it's fairly cohesive. It does have a Steelbook inside of this sort of clamshell packaging. It comes with a coin. It comes with a Steelbook sort of like prop kind of a thing, which it kind of still makes me laugh. But I mean, overall, not a bad looking Steelbook. I think the rest,
definitely an improvement.
Yeah. It starts.
Would you give them another chance?
Well, guess what else, Russ? Another one of my new favorite things. Video. There it is. A little closer look at Keanu. Matt Tobin Ryan is the artist who's does a lot of like collectible art, stuff like this. So you got your art cards.
Was that the dog driving?
Possibly. This is a little silly, this part. It's I feel like you could shave a couple dollars off and get rid of the thing. It kind of reminds me, like you said, almost like a film vault kind of thing.
Yeah.
I do like a hard clamshell box, steel inside, and just a booklet. End it at that. You know, I feel like that's sort of like the VSU mindset from Vinegar Syndrome. Like that's the best. An awesome release with an awesome slipcase and an awesome box with a booklet. And that's it. I like the cards and the posters, but honestly, you could get rid of those things and I would be fine with just a nice retrospective type booklet and the box and the packaging being great.
Yeah, I was going to say that. It looks like a mashup of the VSU model with Film Vault.
Yeah.
Which is great compared to what they were doing before. In
Dolby Vision for the first time too. So this, I guess, is going to be an upgrade for most people that have owned this before. So that's another way for them to try to get you.
Is this... You said this is the first. This is what they're kicking it off with.
What do you mean?
Titans of Cult.
Well, they did the Gladiator this year too. This is their second, but they've just been like really under the radar. Yeah. I don't know if it's this now, but when I looked yesterday, it was starting at $70. It's a lot of money for a coin and a plastic case to stand it up.
It's exclusively at Amazon too, so you won't be able to get this.
No,
like a Diabolic, Orbit.
No, and again, this type of thing for me, $50 max.
Yeah,
that's it.
I'm interested. I asked you this about about Pulp Fiction. I asked what do you think it'll drop to? Because if it doesn't drop, and if it's exclusively on Amazon at that price, too steep, man. You guys gotta reel it in just a little bit. We're willing. Trust me, we're collectors. We're assholes. We will pay you top dollar, but like, goddamn, you're hitting. You're not in that sweet spot anymore. Once you hit there, you're in the whoa. I have to really love this movie now.
Yeah,
and I think for a lot of us, John Wick, for me at least, it's not at that level. It's at I like it enough to where if it was reasonably priced.
Yeah, and I think when you start to increase the price, my mind goes to, I would rather you increase the price with improving upon the packaging itself and not adding coins and other things. Like if I get a hard box that literally looks like a piece of art and the Steelbook has got all types of like we were joking about before, spot gloss and emboss, like it looks like they really spent time on that, not just shoehorning in some paper products and this and the other thing. Once you get to that price level, like you said, I feel like I'm just paying more for maybe some things that at that price level, I'm kind of thinking to myself, all right, I just kind of wish I had this deal for a little less, you know?
No, I'm with you.
$50, all that stuff is nice, but you get to 70 and I'm like, I wish I didn't have any of it. Or I wish the box was like baller.
And we just basically what you just said is the situation with the Hitcher.
Yeah.
The price is a sweet spot. You're focusing on the packaging being excellent, not throwing me toys.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, it's like put it there. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all we really want.
Yeah.
But maybe we're doing a disservice to the people who like this stuff. You know, maybe it does push units. I don't know.
What are people? Let's see. What are people thinking out there?
I saw somebody mention young Frank Dukes.
Oh no. Hates me and hates D. If Stir of Echoes is based on a book, M. Night ripped this off. Had to mute this part. Denis has never seen it. Where does Kevin Dunn come into it? Stevie Dan wants to know. Kevin Dunn and Stir of Echoes. Back to Stir of Echoes and Kevin Dunn. He's the neighbor. They live in a very like quaint, like I think it's Boston neighborhood. And Kevin Dunn is the nice neighbor next door that they, go to like little, I think it's like football games together. It's a tight-knit community.
Sounds right.
Kevin Dunn is like basically Kevin Bacon's best friend in the neighborhood.
So what separates this Kevin Dunn character from other Kevin Dunn characters?
Very little.
What is his defining characteristic?
Very little. He's always lovable.
Beyond not having a beard in this one. That's a bold choice. When he brings the beard, the movie's going to be wild.
Dan Joker, never been that big fan of John Wick. The action is cool, though. Agree. Just give me the steal, says Scott Newsy.
Oh, my God. Yes. Don't forget. How about the end? I got to talk about Metro.
What's that?
I have to talk about Metro.
Russ, don't forget about the Metro review.
Yeah. Well, by the end, when we get through our stuff, some time for us to have a little Metro discussion.
Denis said, do you want us to see his John Wick Steelbook design? I'm sure it's incredible.
Oh, yeah.
We need our next Everything Blue release of Denis. That's what we need. We need it ASAP.
Never been that big of a fan of John Wick. The action is cool, though. I'm with you. I thought it was a clever concept, and had it stayed at one movie, I probably would be singing its praises a bit more. I think to say it was beaten to death is an understatement.
Sure.
I never even checked out the sequels, and just them existing has given me fatigue, has given my enjoyment of the original.
Yeah, for
fatigue,
sure. Yeah.
Clever for what it was. Should have been a standalone. Should have been another one of those Keanu Reeves, like Point Break, Speed, John Wick. Like he has this weird legacy of classic action standalone movies. I wish John Wick followed that tradition.
Yeah. It did not, unfortunately. And by the time, I saw the second one, missed the third, and then saw the fourth. And by the time you're in the fourth one, he's basically a superhero. Like the whole coolness of him being like an assassin that's
but he is
better than everyone else.
Too.
Basically.
But we're learning it. So it's a fun experience figuring out, okay, this guy is just fucking bulletproof. You know what I mean?
Right.
But after you see it the first time, it's like, Jesus Christ, I don't need 4 installments of this shit.
True. Point Break and John Wick are classics. Point Break, that's the next Titans of Cult right there. Who out there from Titans of Cult is watching this? Which one of you in the chat is from Titans of Cult? Identify yourself and let us know what's going on behind the scenes with these choices other than they want the money. Sequels suck like Matrix.
Oh, Matrix Matrix should have been one film. Yes. Another one. I never saw the sequels, but
all right. Let's move on, Russ. Let's move on. Enough of John Wick. Time to talk about something that you and I predicted about 2 months ago at this point, I want to say. And that's a release that I initially thought was coming from Kino, but you had correctly predicted Arrow, and that is Demolition Man.
Oh, yeah.
Demolition Man coming out at the end of the month, December 10th, US, Canada, and UK. They're giving it to everybody. Arrow's giving it to everybody.
I told you this title, it has weight, Matt. It has weight. I knew it would have been okay if Kino got their hands on it, but this is Arrow caliber.
Here was my Kino edition that we put together, and I looked at that and I was like, this is possible. This is possible, but you were dead set on Arrow, and I agree. Now that I've seen it, I agree.
Possible, but it just didn't quite feel right. Arrow felt right from the jump.
Yeah, no, you're right. So it looks like Arrow's bringing their A game for this, which is awesome. Let me see if I've got the specs here. Tons of stuff is obviously coming with this. New commentaries, 4 new interviews, seamless branching between the international versions. I'm not actually sure I know the difference between the Taco Bell and Pizza Hut version.
I don't either. But dude,
can we get some clarity in that in the chat?
I've only owned the Snapper DVD,
Yeah.
you know, and it had no features on it. So this is incredible.
Yeah, look at all this stuff. Production designer, producer Joel Silver. Oh, that's an audio commentary. A bunch of audio commentaries. New interview with the makeup effects. New interview with body effects. New interview with a visual essay. 60 page. And then let's look at the set itself. So this is it. Hard box, inner package, sleeve, and so forth. You got a couple of stickers here, Russ.
That graffiti "Life is Hell" sticker. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
You
life
remember
is
that
hell.
part?
I do. I do. And the 3 seashells. But yeah, dude, this is so awesome that this is coming out. I was so happy. I think you put this into the universe by saying
I
title.
know I did.
you did it.
But dude, that's awesome. And that's exactly what I pictured. A box, just like, you know, every era, RoboCop, all of it. That's exactly what this should be getting.
When's the last time you saw this movie?
Not that long ago.
Really?
Yes, yes. And I came to a realization with this movie that I want to know if you've ever thought this.
Okay.
It has to. I can't be the only person who's picked up on this. Wesley Snipes is the Joker.
I see that. I don't think I thought of it
Totally is. The whole intro scene where he's setting him up. Think about it. He's putting Batman in Arkham.
that way. Yeah.
Look at the way Wesley acts the whole way. He's like laughing. He's all about chaos. There's no real point.
Yeah.
Even his hair and the look. Watch that movie again and realize, holy shit, he's doing the Joker.
Is there any like truth to that behind the scenes that they did?
I don't
that way?
know. I didn't look at anything. I feel like I would have heard that before.
Like they made this.
See, I can't be the only person who put that together.
Who else knew that out there? Who else put that together? That this is actually a Batman and Joker story.
And I'm not going to lie, this may sound weird, but dude, I kind of thought to myself, dude, put some white paint. Oh, Wesley Snipes could be fucking Joker.
I mean, that hairstyle's pretty wild.
Think about it.
If it was green instead of blonde.
When's the last time you watched this movie?
As I was going to say, probably back in the 90s.
Think about Batman when you watch it. And then think about also, I'm gonna support my theory.
Okay.
Right? What year did this movie come out?
I don't remember.
93.
I was going to say 94. Okay, 93.
What hit right before that in 89 and 92?
Yep, Batman.
Batman Returns. Who did Tim Burton bring in to doctor the script on Batman Returns?
Benjamin Bratt.
Exactly. No, Mark Waters. I've told you because I'm a fan, because Mark Waters wrote Heathers, which I'm a huge fan of. Dude, I was rewatching it again. There's Heathers references in this movie. They say greetings and salutations in this movie. Otho's in it, who is in Heathers. And Burton, we're going back to Batman. I don't remember. It can't be Danny Elfman who's doing the score, but whoever's doing the score in this film, holy shit, they're aping Danny Elfman in parts. I'm telling you, rewatch this. It's a Batman movie.
I'm ready to rewatch it. It's been so long. I can't wait to rewatch it.
It's Batman, Escape from New York, and Terminator 2 all in one.
All in one. I mean, I remember loving this movie. I think the cast is great. Sandra Bullock is awesome in this. And
It's
Benjamin
funny.
Bratt.
Yeah, dude, he's good at
No,
all
he is.
good.
No, but Sandra Bullock is awesome in this.
She really is.
And she's super cute, and she kind of like is a great counterpoint to the, tough Sly Stallone character. Tons of great Sly Stallone one-liners in this too. And Wesley Snipes is good.
Wesley Snipes is legitimately good in this. The one-liners with Sly and all that
Are funny.
I mean, they're cringy funny. And like they
make me laugh.
I'm not sure if Sly knows they're funny. You know what I mean? In the way that they are, type of a thing. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more with
One
you.
scene.
What?
I don't know what he's looking at. Something, like he doesn't understand, like, as is the first like 20 minutes of the movie where he's trying to figure out what's going on in the future. And he's looking at something and he's just like, oh, somebody put me back in the fridge.
I don't remember that. Jim.
Oh, dude, it makes me laugh every time. Somebody put me back in the fridge. He's all pissed off about something.
I'm with you on.
All right.
Oh, no, I'm with you on Bollock though.
Bollock?
Sandra Bullock. I'm with you on these Bollocks.
This movie needed more done.
She's great in it. And I'm not even a huge fan of her, but she definitely holds this movie down. You know who's fucking terrible in it?
Don't say Denis Leary because I love
Dennis
him.
Leary.
No.
Get out of here. Dude,
I love him in this.
Terrible in this. And
No.
you can tell. Hold on. Watch it again. You can tell he was cut out of this movie.
You think so? Like he had a bigger part?
Dude, he shows up in like the last 10 minutes.
Edgar Friendly? I feel like that was part of it.
Name.
That's his name, Edgar Friendly. Edgar Friendly's his name. I feel like that he was like this mysterious figure.
He's Dennis Leary. He's doing the same Dennis Leary shit he always does.
But
he's doing Bill Hicks.
But mysterious meaning he didn't have a lot of screen time because he was mysterious.
Listen, you and I...
They slow roll him.
You and I love the ref. I would give the ref
and
like
Dennis Leary
4.5 out of 5, dude.
No Cure for Cancer?
It's okay. His stand-up, no, he's not a great stand-up. But no, in every movie, he's doing the same damn thing. He does not blend in this world. Everyone else, Rob Schneider does a better job in this movie than Dennis Leary.
But he's like in the underground world.
And it's stupid. Like, he does it terribly. He's just doing his shtick.
He fits in the underground world.
He's just doing his shtick. And I'm telling you, it feels like there were more scenes with his character in the first hour or so that were just cut out because they realized it wasn't working. And they just downplayed that angle of the story. My thoughts. But what do I know? I think it's a fucking Batman movie.
You do think that, and you kind of brought me along to that line of thinking, but you're not going to bring me along to the line of thinking that Dennis Leary's not good in this movie because he's perfect in it.
What about that Sting song?
I don't know. Yeah, that Sting song and Otho. What's his name? Assistant Bob.
Edgar Friendly?
Edgar Friendly. You just recently watched this movie? I saw this movie 30 years ago.
Dude, the only name I'll ever remember from this movie is Simon Phoenix.
Simon Phoenix?
That name rings a bell. Everyone else's name.
I don't even think I know Sly Stallone's name in this.
I know.
What's his name in this? It's something cool, I think.
It's John, isn't it?
John.
Nah, it's something cool. You know, it's some generic, like, everyday man from the 90s. I'm stuck in 2032 now. You know, it's got to be like Chuck Steak, you know?
Somebody put me back in the fridge. I can't get my Sly Stallone voice going. Like a hoarse voice.
Do it as young Frank Dukes. Dude, can young Frank Dukes say, put me back in the fridge?
He doesn't know how to say that. Hold on. Sly
I'm going to call the cops.
I'm going to call the cops. Demolition Man.
It's John. John something.
You're right. It's John.
The chat is saying Spartan.
John Spartan. See?
Yep.
Badass.
Yeah. Fuck.
I told you. It's a cool name.
Yeah.
John Spartan.
You're right.
Lenina Huxley.
Is that Sandra Bullock's name?
Yeah.
I had no idea what her name was.
Associate Bob. Glenn Shadix. Or Shadee or whatever it is.
Bob Gunn.
Bob.
That's
Anyway.
Bob Gunton.
Demolition Man, Russ. This movie was always on TV too, by the way. I feel like I saw it more on TV than I did on like HBO or like putting it on. But what's next? I got to bring up Over the Top from Vinegar Syndrome.
You called this, didn't you?
This isn't real. This is what we made. I fooled you though.
You did.
See? It's so believable.
You did a great job on that.
Dude, it's believable that they could put it out.
Totally is. And I got excited. I was gonna like, yes, I'm gonna get this.
Dude, I know. I mean, I feel like I need an Over the Top.
Dude, don't do that. Come on. I'm part of this
Fake news.
I'm part of this fake news. Yeah, and I'm part of this channel. You gotta let me in on the bits.
The fake news hour. Well, I just showed the Kino.
You're out here making me look foolish.
I just showed the Kino Demolition Man.
That's real. This is not.
How about this? A Tango and Cash steal.
I don't know what to believe anymore.
It's not real either.
I know, and I want it to be.
I know, me too.
I want
You know
that.
why I did this? Because when I was looking up previous releases of Demolition Man, which I've never owned any, it had come out on Blue and DVD before, but it had also come out in a 3-pack, a 3-feature Blue. It was Demolition Man, Over the Top, and Tango and Cash. That's the sickest triple feature ever. For anyone.
We're normally against those
Dude,
kind of releases.
Those are the 3 you need in one place.
Whoa. Give us a break. That's just 3 slaps in a row.
It is. Demolition Man, Over the Top, and Tango and Cash. It's like the perfect triple feature.
Too much testosterone. Holy shit.
Wow.
For real. Throw like while you were sleeping in there or something, you know?
Stop or my mom will shoot.
Please.
Soften it up. Tango and Cash. Seriously, though, can we get a Tango and Cash? I could see them doing a Steelbook of that.
That Steelbook right there, I'd buy tomorrow.
Come on. Who's out there? Who are the executives out there? Who's paying attention to this? Let's do it.
Do you have one for Oscar?
No, not yet. We don't need Oscar 4K just yet.
It's Marissa Tomei. Oscar Burroughs is with me. But
Cowabunga dude just said, jerks, I ran straight to the VS website.
that looked so legit.
Next up is the Vinegar Syndrome Ultra release of Over the Top. Ultra. $44.99. Now
You should start making like Lionsgate is. Start making fake videos of like the slip
And you
coming
start
down,
posting them?
and he's arm wrestling.
will you start posting them on our Instagram?
Oh yeah.
Some phony releases.
We're just gonna release chaos into the world. We're gonna destroy the.
We'll
Blu-ray
become the
market.
fake Blu-ray news channel.
We're gonna burn it down.
No, I don't know what to believe.
No more trust. Nothing.
Real reputable news station channels will start picking up these things. They'll be reporting on it.
That's
like
right.
I just heard some like rumors that there's an over-the-top VSU coming out.
There will be anarchy in the 4K kingdom.
You're the Joker, Russ.
That's
not
right.
Wesley
Simon,
Snipes.
Simon Phoenix has inspired me to let you all know that the new Over the Top from Vinegar Syndrome is debuting.
There it is. There it is. And the Tango Cash Steelbook.
Great
Wow.
work though, Matt. You are
It's looking good.
somebody needs to hire you. Actually, no, because then I'll be out of this.
Well, we
Yeah,
have to.
it's
We got to start branching off. There's like different wings of the 4K Kings multiverse. There's like an art wing. There's a Blue News wing.
4KU. Hey, that's true. You can go do artwork. I'll just get Robert Downey Jr. to replace you. He'll just come out in an announcement. I am Matt.
Mask comes off. One other 4K, or not 4K rather, but one other announcement that Arrow made, Russ, that I wanted to get your thoughts on because I know you own this already. And that's the Critters box set that they put out. I know you own this from Scream Factory when they put this out not that long ago.
Yeah.
And this is Arrow's take on the 4-course feast. All 4 titles. Blu-ray, not 4K.
I think was the Scream Factory. I think the Scream Factory one was just 1 through 3.
Let's take a look. I think I've got so here's the Critters
no,
collection.
4. I thought it was just 3.
Um
I honestly never really went hard on that set. I picked it up during a sale, like on Blu-ray.
yeah.
I got it. It was like maybe $25 when I picked it up. And you know, the Critters movies,
I wasn't sure if you're a big fan or not.
I'm not. And then,
But when I saw this on your shelf, I was like, well, maybe Russ is taking a
No,
look at this too.
it was just what we were talking about, that sweet spot. The price was right, and it brings back enough nostalgia of like, maybe not 4 or 3, but the first 2, there are parts.
Yeah.
There are ones like, God, I caught that on TV, but like the movies as a whole, I'm not championing. You
The
know?
Leo DiCaprio one.
Oh, well, after Stephen Baldwin called him a shit actor, I don't like Leo anymore.
You're off of Leo now.
Nah, Lord Steven said that he is a bad actor.
He's not the one.
Maybe Steven didn't see Critters 4.
What did your box set come with? Because when I opened this one up, it's got like posters for all of them, probably reversible arts. I'm not sure. It looks like a booklet.
None. It was one of those bare bones, kind of like what Amityville was. Every now and again, Scream Factory would put out, again, kind of like that Halloween 4 through 6. It felt
Yeah.
more of a rights thing. That's why the price was so cheap. on
Yeah.
it. It was never... Like, this has way more love put into it, I can tell, just by this picture, than what I owned.
But you don't care about Critters enough.
I'm not upgrading.
Not upgrading. It seems like it's all the exact same features and everything too. I kind of like the original one. This is more in line with the original art, I would say, like an actual, almost looks like a real like critter. Whereas this one is like more of a cartoonish kind of, and artistic representation of what a critter would be.
And I will go back a little bit. The first one's not terrible. It's like a Gremlins kind of ripoff. But this is what I'm saying, I confuse them all. If the first one's the one where like they're in the barn and all that, do you know what I'm talking about?
I think that's Munchies.
Is it?
I don't know.
Box set.
I like Ghoulies. I'm a fan of Ghoulies 1 and 2.
What happened to this subgenre? It was taking over the mainstream there for a minute.
That was our VHS store, movie madness, whatever you want to call it. Like there was just a wall of those titles.
But they didn't have Rumpelstiltskin.
They didn't have that. But yeah, Ghoulies would be there. I think MVD or somebody's putting those out.
Remember Ghoulies with like the toilet seat? What was that, Ghoulies 2?
Yeah, dude.
That cover is like burning in my brain.
It's one of the most iconic posters of all time where that ghoulie is coming out of a toilet.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. That and Night of the Demons.
Oh, yeah, dude. We should do a segment on that. Most iconic horror movie posters of all time.
Well,
coming soon.
Couldn't be poster. It'd have to be VHS covers.
VHS covers coming soon.
Because that's what I think we were a certain age and we saw them that it really, it elicited a response.
Yeah.
For life. When I see the Night of the Demons cover today, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, I'm scared.
Stranger danger. I'm like, hey, get me out of here.
I'm scared again. Here's what else they're putting out outside of Demolition Man and Critters. They've got The Addiction, The Great Escape, and The Good, Bad, and the Weird. So black and white, Abel Ferrara vampire movie with Christopher Walken. You recommend?
Yes and no.
Silence.
Yeah, yes and no.
So-
I like it, but oh my God. If I recommended it to most people, they probably would come back to me and get mad.
Is this Bad Lieutenant
No.
as vampires?
No. This is art. It's good. I like
This
it.
is art. What's Bad Lieutenant?
You know what I'm saying? No. Good point.
This is art.
This is what I meant to say is this is more of
This
an
is
art
Ferrara's
film.
The Lighthouse.
This feels more like an art film, but
Yeah.
but it's not an art film. I don't know. It's what Ferrara does, but it's not Bad Lieutenant. Let's put it that way. It is not Bad Lieutenant.
How is Walken as the vampire in black and white?
Exactly what you're thinking.
Is it over the top scary?
No.
Is he
It's
more
not
like
even scary.
romantic?
It's not even scary. It's more of like metaphorical. You know what I mean?
Does he have
It's
fangs?
really cool. He's barely in it from what I remember.
What the hell?
Like it's more about Lily Taylor. She's the main character.
Oh, okay.
But
Pass.
it is what's really cool about it again is New York, like what he does. And I think this was mid 90s. You get a lot of like cool ass hip hop stuff that I what song? I want to say there was like a Cypress Hill song in it. I know they're not New York, but there was some song in it. I remember when I watched it, I was like, oh, that's fucking awesome that this is in this movie.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff like that. A lot of great atmosphere, environment. If you're a fan of the director, as I am, definitely watch it. But no, it's not a casual. It's not something you're going to grab a bunch of friends to get together and watch. Where King of New York or Bad Lieutenant or Ms. 45 could function as that.
Gotcha. Okay. Great Escape. I never would have thought I would see that Arrow putting that out. That seems like a studio title to me. Am I wrong? The Great Escape?
Yeah, it's like a Columbia classic.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's got
like a
that
box
cachet.
set
Yeah,
title. Yeah,
totally.
I would think that's cool though.
It's
That's
interesting.
Really cool.
Yeah, Good, Bad, and the Weird I've also seen, but I would. It's basically a take on Good, Bad, and the Ugly, but it's I think it's a Korean film. It's like a good, a bad, and a weird character that are all after some like treasure or something. It was interesting. It was fun. A fun romp.
I remember the title, but I never watched it.
Fun romp. I also saw, and this is maybe interesting to you, maybe kind of similar to that Freddy news that we shared, in some people's Trick or Treat era releases that are coming in the mail. There's a rumor for Jason Goes to Hell, like one of those cards is in there that they might be putting out, as well as Jason X.
See, now I could see those getting standalone releases.
Not thinking this could be a box set coming down the line.
Could be. I'm not ruling that out.
All right.
But those being standalone make more sense than Freddy's. Oh, shit. You know what? You didn't show me this back then. Unless they're going to try and sell it as Jason Goes to Hell and Freddy's Dead at the same time. I'll amend what I said earlier about Freddy's Dead getting a solo release only if they're going to do Jason Goes to Hell and at the same time to push it.
Okay.
Maybe it can be carried by Jason Goes to Hell. But honestly, even Jason Goes to Hell isn't a fan favorite. I mean,
yeah.
It's just that name stands out more, you know, than some of the other sequels.
And Jason X.
Jason X is a total cult film. I could see Arrow or anybody doing that on its own.
Okay.
Like I said, Jason X, what I described Freddy's Dead as, it is comedy, it is camp, it is all that stuff, but it wasn't really universally accepted as that. Jason X became a cult film due to its comedy.
Gotcha.
Freddy's Dead didn't become a cult film. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I can see Jason X getting a standalone. But, I mean, the Friday, I'm just fucking repeating myself now.
You are.
Man.
What about Freddy vs. Jason? Who do you think puts that out? Is that the studio putting that out, or is that one of these guys putting that out?
Wouldn't that be wild if we don't get a Nightmare box set or a Friday box set, but we just get a rollout of
Randoms.
Jason Goes to Hell, Freddy's Dead, and Freddy vs. Jason? Like, that would be the connective tissue. Or a box set of those three.
Yeah, that'd be pretty wild.
That would be, I'd actually buy that, I think. That's one of those out of left field ideas I might support.
Well, we'll see.
If it got Freddy's Dead at 4K, I would support it.
It's been teased. So that's the Arrow news. Want to talk about Scream Factory and Shout Factory and Shout Select?
Let's see what time we got here.
We got plenty of time for some more news, Russ, and plenty of time for laughs.
We got to get to our Metro review as well.
Oh, don't worry, we'll get there.
Okay.
So here's what they're putting out this month, or I'm sorry, for the month of December. We got a lot of titles, quite a slate actually. A lot going on here. The first one that I've only heard of but never seen, probably the only Sam Raimi movie I haven't seen at this point, and I didn't even know that it was written by Billy Bob, with Cate Blanchett and Keanu Reeves, The Gift.
Mm-hmm.
The only witness to the crime was not even there.
Why are you acting like Greg Kinnear ain't in it?
Greg Kinnear, let's put some respect on Greg Kinnear.
I do like Greg Kinnear. That's not even a joke. I think he rocks.
Rocks isn't the term I would use to describe him, but he doesn't bother me.
Yeah, you're right. Rocks is like Kevin Dunn.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, you know that Kevin Dunn. He's filling the arenas. Greg Kinnear. He's on the underground making his bones.
So,
I know.
Someone throw both filmographies up next to each other and let's see who comes out on top.
Honestly, that's why I say it. Kinnear has a strangely and oddly strong filmography.
He's been in some strong films.
Yeah,
Was he strong in them?
I think so.
Debatable. Someone Like You, you know I love.
What you were gonna say. I knew you were going to go to that one. I knew it.
You know I love Someone Like You, Russ.
Two of my crushes are in that movie.
And Someone Like You, but really the movie. Who's your crush? Hugh Jackman?
You know it.
A little Marissa?
Ellen Barkin.
And Ellen Barkin. I know. I was slow rolling Barkin. I was slow rolling it.
I'm surprised you haven't seen this.
I
honestly.
haven't. Is it good?
It's honestly, it's in Stir of Echoes.
Okay.
In my mind, I'd put The Gift and Stir of Echoes as just they're equal. Right down to you'd be mad if they spoiled it on a Steelbook. It's one of those kind of endings.
Hell yeah. Is it spooky?
Yeah, dude, Sam Raimi. This is probably, in my opinion, the last like decent horror Sam Raimi.
Well, I know a lot of people were psyched because this is like its Blu-ray debut and 4K debut.
I didn't know that.
I think it's
thought
only
it
been
had a
DVD.
blue. Wow.
Not in the US, at least.
I know it's new to Scream Factory, but I thought a blue existed at some point.
So is this a sort of like check out and possibly buy, or this is just go all in?
I would recommend you checking it out. I think you would like it.
Okay. I do like Cate Blanchett.
Yeah. She's the main character.
Giovanni Ribisi. Okay.
No, I think you would, especially, dude, if you like Stir of Echoes, you are going to like this. I'll say that.
What's Keanu Reeves doing in this?
He plays an unhinged hick type character.
Really?
I always thought once
Wow.
when I came, I think he's like an ex-husband type. He's not in it a lot, but I
Off-brand?
remember, yeah, it is. I remember one scene like he like kicks down a door and he's angry at something. But
He's third on the box.
to be honest, Matt, I always thought you've seen this.
Never.
You know why? Because we're big Evil Dead fans, and when
Yeah.
this came out, I just assumed you saw it and liked it. You should.
I watched Drag Me to Hell, unfortunately.
It is not you. I didn't like Drag Me to Hell.
I didn't
and This
either.
is not Drag Me to Hell.
Yeah, I didn't like that. But I'm interested in checking this out for sure.
You should.
Yeah, definitely. One I know that you are interested in is Silent Night, Deadly Night in 4K.
Why am I interested in that?
I just took a shot in the dark.
It seems like something.
took a shot in the dark, Russ.
It totally does. Again, oddly enough, I've never been huge on this movie.
Okay.
I know it's a classic. I know it is scuzzy. It's all the things I typically gravitate towards. Just for some reason, it didn't click with me.
Speaking of VHS covers,
Great cover. Yeah.
great cover, and I remember this VHS cover, and I never saw this movie, but you know what it reminds me of?
Tales from the Crypt.
Hell yeah, because I did see Tales from the Crypt, and I did see that episode with the deranged Santa Claus, which this could totally be a poster for, and love that. And I was like, is this that in a movie? Like, I was so kind of confused, honestly, by what this was, but never saw it. Did you know that there's
episode's better?
a novelization?
This intrigued me. Was this written for like this release? Is this a film historian's hobby right now, or did this actually was this in existence when Silent Night, Deadly Night came out?
I have no idea, but it is available now. You can get with this release. It's like from Shout specifically off their website, and it says based on the 1984 original motion picture.
I mean, those were very commonplace back in I used to read them when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Because you know what the deal was? It would be, funny, I love Last Boy Scout. I read the novelization of that as a kid. I read the Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade novelization.
Yeah.
They would get their hands on the script, give it to an author to like adapt the script, and then put it out on paperback. And I used to, everyone used to, well, not everyone, I used to read them.
But you used to.
I was a child though, and I loved movies, and
Yeah.
I loved reading them because they would always be based on the script because it'd have to come out, at the same time as the movie.
Yeah.
So back then, with no internet, none of that stuff, I would always learn more because, some of the things in the script wouldn't make it to the final cut. So when I would read Last Boy Scout or whatever, I would learn new things, that weren't in the movie.
That weren't in the movie.
That were intended, initially.
Right. Well, 40th anniversary edition. I mean,
that's cool.
It's a
I
copy
like that.
paste. They had this out already.
I like that book attachment. I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Who out there is excited? I think they actually put this out. I think part 2 also came out from Scream as well. If I remember, there might have even been. I think I wrote
there's
a
like 6 or
Vestron
7
release of
there's
like
a
them
lot.
combined.
There's at least 5.
Okay.
I know there's 5 at least. You're right. I believe it was like MVD or Vestron put out like a like 2, 3, 4, one of those deals.
Yeah.
Kind of like they did with Wishmaster, I believe, and
Is there a raging debate about this movie, kind of like Die Hard? Is it a horror movie? Is it a Christmas movie? What is it, Russ? When do I put this on?
Christmas, man.
Whenever, yeah, if
I would
Christmas
put
time.
it more as a Christmas movie than a Halloween movie. Dude, it's got Santa Claus on the cover.
And
Okay, to answer, no, there's never been any debate about that, man.
Never debate.
That was just solely in your head.
What about the debate? Black Christmas?
Great movie.
Another one? Is that a Christmas or a horror movie? When do we watch it?
You can either. You
Okay.
can watch it in fucking February, dude. It's a great movie.
I want to tie it to a holiday.
Hold on.
That makes me excited.
Here's a debate. Let me clear something up because I do want to.
Okay.
Black Christmas
Yes.
is leagues higher than Silent Night, Deadly Night.
This is chintzier.
Black Christmas is a good movie.
This is not.
This is you're gonna laugh at it. This is gonna
laugh at it.
It's dark, like it's gritty, it's dark, but it's like a straight to video feeling 80s movie.
Yeah.
That's whereas Black Christmas, you're gonna find real. It's gonna feel like a film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's gonna have a prestige to it that Silent Night does not have.
I'll just pick up the novel. Heard the book's better than the movie anyway.
Good choice.
You-
We skipped over the one I am interested in.
You've
It was
made-
one of those movies I love that they announced.
You've made it through Halloween. Now try and survive Christmas. If you meant The Faculty, Russ, that's the next one that we're going to talk about. The Faculty. Teased a while ago, but now it's coming.
Yeah.
December 17th. What's the problem?
It's kind of like off topic of movies, so I'll
About this?
yeah.
Just feeling that Father Time?
I can't look at Usher, dude.
Why? Because something bad might have happened to him. Think that there's some controversies tied up
It's just
in.
weird. I shouldn't say weird. It's sad. Like when I hear Eddie see Usher, I just feel sad. And when that came up immediately, that was my first thought.
Poor Usher.
Yeah, kind of seriously.
Well-
Seriously, I actually, jokes aside, like seriously, I do feel that way. Like if he's victimized, yeah, it's just kind of like
That is a very sad note to put on The Faculty. I will say, on a positive spin, Josh Hartnett's career is surging. He's been in Oppenheimer. He's been in Trapped. He's working, baby. He's back.
Isn't it just called
He's
Trap?
just trapped.
Trap?
Is it Trap, the Kevin Bacon movie?
Maybe. Trap?
He's caught up in the trap.
But I'm excited for this.
He was also in The Bear. He's doing a bit of TV too.
See, Josh Hartnett's coming back.
Good.
Usher's fading into the shadows where he probably, there's going to be some bad stuff that comes out, and we're going to feel bad probably for him and many, many people. But we can be happy for Josh Hartnett.
Whatever happened to Clea Duvall? I liked her. I always thought she was funny because she was always the same damn person in every movie.
I sometimes forget Elijah Wood's in this, and I don't know who Cleo Duvall is, but I do like that girl that's in it. That's in what's she in? Is she in Can't Hardly Wait? Stokely, that girl right there next to Usher.
Yeah, that's who I'm talking about.
What's
Is
her
she
name?
in
Clea
Can't
Duvall?
Hardly Wait? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember her in Can't Hardly Wait.
I don't like Cleo Duvall. Who's this lady?
I like
What?
her.
No, that's just what happened here. You said I like Clea Duvall, and I was like, I don't know who that is. I like this lady. And
Oh.
It's literally the same one you're talking about.
Oh yeah. Actually, dude, Dude, this cover is bringing. This is like a fucking like a Rorschach test. I just realized, is that Marley Shelton? Was she in the faculty?
The girl in the middle,
The girl
back,
in
the
the middle,
blonde.
not Clea Duvall.
I've never known who the girl with the blonde hair is. Never known.
Is that the girl, the one in the middle? Is she from The Sandlot?
Wendy Peppercorn?
Grindhouse. Yes, Grindhouse. That Sugar and Spice movie. Is that Marley Shelton? You know what I'm talking about, the blonde.
I didn't know that Wendy Peppercorn went on to do anything else.
Dude, she's in 50 billion things.
Okay.
Grindhouse.
Okay, Peppercorn.
The
I didn't
eyes,
know that.
the chick with the eyes, and she's blonde, and the cop. You know what I'm talking about? She's in, dude, she's been in a few things that I know you've seen. Yeah, that's Wendy Peppercorn.
Well, now she's in the faculty.
I'm wondering, is that her,
I think it's a different
though?
girl.
It's a different girl.
Laura Harris is
And
what
you
I'm
know what?
finding.
Fuck this release. This cover is too confusing
Russ
for
is
us,
not
man.
buying.
I don't want any part of this.
I'm looking forward to picking this up. I can't wait to see this.
This
again.
brought up a wide range of emotions none of us were prepared for.
I saw this in the theater. It looks like Independence Day in the back.
It does.
But I know what they're doing there with the whole, alien thing coming down, but that's Independence Day.
It really is. That or Stargate.
Yeah. Looking good, faculty. I like what I'm seeing here. Those are your Scream Factory titles. Let us know if you're interested or if you're traumatized by this cover like Russ was. But now, Russ, the title you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is the best movie out of all of them to me. I love this film.
What, not Riddick in 4K?
You're the Pitch Black fan.
Talk to me, baby. Talk to me, baby.
Although this probably isn't much better. A lot of people think this movie's shit, but this movie is so goddamn fun, man. And
okay.
If you're a Joe Dante purist, you might want to check this out because he basically ghost directed this movie.
Well, it's coming out December 10th, 4K for its 45th anniversary. They made it by 20 days because it's coming out December 10th. They just made it for the 45th anniversary. This came out in a blue steel from Shout for its 40th anniversary. So I guess they're just going to throw you another one out there 5 years later. No news on any additional features, just the 4K upgrade so far. Now, I was shocked, Russ, because I didn't see all this 45th anniversary stuff. I was looking at this like this was Rock and Roll High School Forever with Corey Feldman. And I was like, yes, because that has never been released except for in some like 2-pack, 2 DVD. Like it's never even gotten anything. And I thought this was that.
Listen, Matt.
That's what I was hoping for.
I've been alive for 42 years. I've only known one other person that has known that Rock and Roll High School Forever was a thing, and that is you. There is no interest in that whatsoever. I mean, even Corey Feldman doesn't give a fuck about it. Like, you had something queued up.
Wow.
I wanted you to see him be Michael Jackson here. I was like,
hey, listen,
dude,
Lindsay,
I
the
couldn't-
producer, if you close your eyes, you can collectively hear our entire audience scratching their heads.
dude, when I looked at this
There's
thing,
straight to video, and then there's Rock and Roll High School Forever. This was straight to fucking
HBO.
hell.
I didn't realize Corey was doing the Michael Jackson routine this early on in his like early 90s career. I was shocked by that.
That is kind of sad.
More than
you could have
anything.
told me this is his concert from last week. And
Dude, that chick right there.
she's in the original.
I know. That's where I was bringing
She's
it
a
up.
great, she's a fucking classic. Actress. What is her name? She's in Death Race. She's in oh my god, I can't think of. She's in the prison movie I like.
Mhm.
Is it the one I showed? Did I show you that? She was in
Vengeance
that
or
one?
whatever?
Was she in
Vendetta?
that? Yeah, was she in Vendetta or was she in I forget the titles.
If you tuned out, now that's the reason why. Not because of my Corey Feldman stuff. But see, I'm bringing it back full circle. I knew she was in this. That's why I wanted to show that to you.
She's
see?
also in Terror Vision. That's a cool movie.
Can I get any credit for that loop around?
Well, let me tell you this. Rock and Roll High School is actually a good movie, though. Rock and Roll High School Forever is like...
Not.
Yeah.
It's fine. Tell me why this is good.
Do you like Gremlins too? Val, you like Gremlins? You like Joe Dante's like Mad Magazine style? That kind of like fun, vibrant, it's kid friendly, but it's also a little lurid type of stuff. That's what this is, but it's a high school, it's a rock and roll movie. Think like what the Beatles did and all that with I Want to Hold Your Hand, only they did it with the Ramones.
Were the Ramones band named the Eradicators? That's the name of... I don't know how much of a ripoff it is.
The Ramones are in the movie. Like the Ramones, the characters in the movie love the Ramones, and they're going to come and play the high school at the end of the movie.
I see.
So you got all that. You got Dick Miller. You got my
Love Dick
God, I
Miller.
can't forget. I forgot her name, but I love that woman. You got our girl from Halloween and Carrie. I met her too. Dude, what is wrong with me today?
I don't know, Russ. What is wrong
I
with
think I'm
you?
having a stroke. Pigtails, man. Oh my God. You know what I'm talking about in Halloween. She's in the bed.
PJ Souls?
PJ Souls, thank you. Dude, it's great. A great ensemble. It's
Mary
low budget.
Warrenoff.
Mary, thank you. Yes, her.
Mary Warrenoff.
It's fun, dude. It's just a fun, goofy, and it's one of those films you can't criticize it if you think it's silly because it's intentionally silly. It's damn near. I mean, those rock and roll movies, especially the Beatles ones and all that, were silly already. This is doing the same thing, like a decade removed, with the Ramones.
With the
Ramones are great. I grew up on the Ramones, man. Like, honestly, when they show up and played in the movie,
yeah.
it's like more raw than I was expecting. I thought it was going to be a bit more polished and a bit more like what the Ramones recordings sound like, but it was bad.
Crushed it.
I loved it.
So I'm not going to pull up the chat, but Lindsay, tell me, do more people like Rock and Roll High School Forever or Rock and Roll High School?
Or
Wow.
has nobody
Wow.
cared at all, which I suspect is the answer.
Come on, Rock and Roll High School. There's got to be somebody out there that liked it.
I'm telling you this though, for real. If you love Joe Dante, if you love Gremlins, Inner Space, The Burbs, all that stuff, this is definitely worth checking out. You're seeing his style.
Okay.
He didn't get credit for it, but it's all pretty much all but been confirmed that he was doing the directing. I forget what his literal credit is on the movie, but like I said, worth it for that, man.
Worth it for that. Okay. Any Rock and Roll High School fans out there? Let's just bring this chat up really quick. I'm dying to know.
And now you got that damn song from the second one in my
I love that song. I was going to start singing it, but I didn't want to get
Forever
claimed.
and ever. We're gonna get claimed. We're gonna get claimed.
Corey Feldman
We can, play the whole movie right now, man. We can play the soundtrack on a loop. We're not getting claimed for rock and
The
roll.
entire movie's on
Ever.
YouTube. You can watch the whole hour and a half.
That's the only place it's on, man.
That's right. That's why I was like, holy crap. Shout Select 4K?
Look, if there are any labels watching us, please avoid Rock and Roll High
Rock
School.
and Roll High
forever.
School. Forever and ever. It's a Rock and Roll High School.
Oh, yeah, the
Dude,
Howling.
that
There
song
you go.
rocks. Rock and Roll High School Forever equals a Tubi release. Russ, you're a Tubi spokesperson. Come on.
That's true. That's true. You know, there are those unfortunate times when you can't 4K, when you can't physical media.
Oscar Burroughs says,
Hey.
we care about Rock and Roll High School Forever the same way producer Lindsay cares about seeing Matt without a beard. A lot of beard.
What's the story here? Is there a whole thing about your beard, Matt?
I don't know. There's a lot of beard talk. Dream a little dream. Oscar Burroughs, a straight to 99-cent store VHS release, even today. Even today.
Seriously.
He's talking about yours, not mine.
He is not talking. The biggest problem mine has is that most people our age don't know it. That's my film's problem. Your film's problem is that it barely constitutes a fucking movie.
Oh, it was fun.
It's fun.
It's fun. We need to.
We were 7. You didn't know what was going on. It held your attention.
We should do a watch along or a commentary or something
I think Russ is going to call out that day for sure.
for fun.
We can do. Hey, we'll do both. We'll do a double feature: the original and your whatever.
Still working on my beard. I will get a Lindsay one day. I know it's tough to rock these beards. It's a statement. PJ Souls, none of your business. Letting you know what's up. The Howling is Joe Dante perfection, says Dickie Holmes.
Dickie, I'll listen to this, Dickie. There's a movie night that Matt hosts with a group of friends that I'm included. And during the Halloween season, there's a Halloween movie night. And The Howling was chosen not too long ago.
Yes.
As somebody who is with you, I highly enjoy The Howling. Oh wow, I felt like it played like dog shit. I felt like everyone was bored out there with that movie. What do you think, man?
Oh yeah, and I think had they known what, I think the name is so cool, they're like, oh yeah, The Howling, a werewolf movie, hell yeah. But then, like you said, like had they known the year it came out, people might have thought like, oh, maybe I don't want to see an 1880s werewolf movie.
It wasn't the crowd.
No.
It was sad. That was one of those sad ones. But I don't blame anyone. I think the vibe was off for it. I do. I agree with you.
Yeah, it was, but I liked watching it. I'd never seen it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I liked it. 3 a.m. on the USA Network on a Tuesday. That's when you get Rock and Roll High School Forever.
USA Network used to play the fuck out of
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Oh my God, I remember that commercial with the logo.
Yes.
That is so true.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
Damn, Oscar, are you me with this Marissa Tomei shit? And then
It's possible. So you're going to pick this up, Russ? You pre-ordered this bad boy?
I haven't pre-ordered it, but I'm going to pick it up.
Well,
I'm too busy pre-ordering Rumpelstiltskin.
the last title that I want to cover, Russ, from Shout Select is one that I've been waiting to talk about.
Wait, you own?
So right here, coming out on December 7th, and this will probably be where maybe a lot of the viewers start to kind of trickle out. It's going to be like, you know, one of those moments where they're like, either we're ride or die or we're not. We're on the home stretch.
I'm just thinking maybe I went too hard on Rock and Roll High School Forever.
You got enough juice left for Far and Away. A little softer side of Cruise, Russ. You ready to talk a softer side of Cruise?
No.
So out previously on Blu-ray, which obviously I own. Here it is, Far and Away.
You're the one who picked that up?
I did. This is like with my digital HD ultraviolet capability.
Sweet.
It's still around, right? We can still do Voodoo, is it? We can still do that. And what they needed was a country big enough for their dreams. That's a really great tagline because that's what this movie's about. Dreams. I originally saw this movie in history class. Dude, it was like history class, and we were learning about the Louisiana Purchase, which is like a huge part of what this movie is. They're coming to America from Ireland in the promise of a better life, owning a piece of land in Louisiana, which was going through this whole Louisiana Purchase thing. And it's actually the big climax at the end when they're going, because it's like a race basically. And they go there at a certain time to get involved in this race to see if they're going to get this land or not. That's like a big part of this movie. So that was a part of the history assignment. And so we're in there watching
Is
this
he
movie.
running like this?
Dude, he's doing his own stunts.
Gonna stop the Louisiana Purchase.
So basically what I'm saying was I was held captive watching this. So I was forced to watch it. I had to watch it. And I was kind of like pleasantly surprised that it wasn't horrible. It was actually pretty good. And in a school setting, it's kind of weird because it's like a bunch of kids that don't care about this movie at all. But I was kind of gripped. Tom Cruise's Irish accent's a little questionable, as you can probably guess what it might sound like. But it's Ron Howard, so it's cheesy. It works in that Ron Howard way. Nicole Kidman's in there, acting her heart out, beautiful as ever. Her and Tom, electric on the screen.
You done?
And
Dude, we've gone through this on this channel. I had a huge crush on Nicole Kidman when I was like 13.
yep,
And even I avoided this movie.
don't avoid it anymore.
Listen, I watched, and I was 13 or 14. I watched an Australian movie called Flirting with her in it. that
Okay.
I'd never heard of. And I still stayed away from this.
Okay, well, I didn't. And I'm going to definitely be picking this up. Not to mention, it's got Book of Days by Enya, which is one of my favorite Enya songs.
What's good about it? Like, seriously.
The song by Enya?
I know.
Bro, I mean, everything.
I'm not going to get you started. I meant Far and Away. I mean, you told me the plot. Like, what? You're a Cruise guy. Like, is he good in it?
He is good in it. It's a sincere love story that is very much so one you've seen like 1,000 times before. She's rich, he's poor. They kind of get caught up together and they hate each other at first, but they slowly develop feelings. Eventually, they both run away to America together and they're like slumming it. He like turns out being like working for like a bar. He turns out to be like a little bare knuckle boxing like champion. She's like a maid, but she's formerly rich. So she's like trying to figure out like, how can I get back to, being rich, which is basically why I came here. So I can, get this land and all this stuff. They get caught up in a bunch of different little adventures and things. It's fairly epic, but like I said, it's got this Ron Howard bubble that they're all in.
That's what I'm scared of.
So there's a little bit of, dare I say corniness, but if you can buy into it and you appreciate it, it's great.
Go harder. You
I love
can say corniness.
I love it.
You can use as many colorful adjectives. as you
Lindsay,
can.
the producer, did you like this movie?
I did. I think you tried to get me to watch this for like the first 10 years we were together.
See, finally
And-
she did.
Matt puts movies in a hat and I like draw out different names, and this was always a pass. I was like, okay, let me keep drawing. I don't want to watch that movie. And then how long ago did we watch it? Like
Not that long
4
ago.
years ago? And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm sad that I resisted this for so long. It was sweet.
See? And pretty soon you'll be watching it
It's
again in
fine.
4K.
I felt like I was a kid again in social studies class.
Yeah, and they haven't mentioned anything on features, but I
I
can't
love that
wait.
feeling.
I can't wait to see the hours of extras they give to us fans, because this is a collector's edition that they're
Wait.
touting.
Oscar wants to know if that Enya track is in the 4K King Spotify playlist yet.
I mean, it needs to be. And I'll tell you, if you're watching this channel or you're in our audience, you relate to Russ and I to some degree, whether it's our likes, interests, the news, what have you. You relate to some degree. But Enya is like one level deeper, that if you can relate to that, then I feel like we'll understand each other in a much different level. Because even Russ hasn't, I don't think, completely gotten on the Enya train with me, even though we are simpatico on many things.
I haven't. And he's not being sarcastic. Your love of Enya runs deep.
Yeah.
It's
It
a
runs
deep
deep,
love.
my friend. I mean, that was, dude, you were talking about the movie Far and Away, and you brought up Enya as if that was like, it's got Enya. That's a point in its favor, right? And I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Really quick, when I met Matt, he would have Pure Moods playing regularly.
I know we've talked about Pure Moods on this channel before, and I believe, even though I felt very embarrassed by bringing it up, that there was a lot of people out there that jumped to my defense. So Pure Moods people, mount up.
Everyone has weirds, and I'm not. That's not weird at all. But you're
Okay.
right. You and I never got into that.
World music.
No, I never did. I never had an entry point.
Enya.
Pure Moods, Russ.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
Stop
How many times do I have to say
resisting.
Enya? I've got Paint the Sky with Stars, Greatest Hits. I'll give it to you. You'll become an Enya fan overnight. That's it. It's over.
Wait, it's Enya who does that awesome song in Sleepwalkers, right? That the Fuji sample.
Correct.
All right, then yeah. I like that.
It's a
I like
banger.
that. But let's get back to Ron Howard. There is nothing. Ron Howard can't handle scope.
Oh, he sure can.
No, he can't.
This comes with a poster if you pick it up for direct.
He is a journeyman director. Oh my God. Like, there is nothing inspired that he has done, dude. He's capable. He is a capable filmmaker, and that's it. For this to work, you need Michael Bay.
Tom Cruise believed in him.
Because Tom Cruise was following his formula. Ron Howard was a successful director, and that's what Cruise gravitated towards.
And they churned out a banger.
No, they did. Notice he never worked with him again.
He hasn't worked with a lot of his directors again.
He came
One
back
and
to
done.
Tony Scott.
When?
Days of Thunder. After Top Gun.
All right. So he likes Tony.
Came back
Big
to
deal.
Cameron Crowe, not almost famous. Vanilla Sky after Jerry Maguire.
Okay. So two of them.
Christopher McQuarrie's like his boyfriend.
They've done the last 12 movies together.
Exactly. Where's Ronnie? Hell, where's Nicole? Where's his daughter?
He stopped answering his phone calls a long time ago. Far and Away too. Now that the Louisiana Purchase has been complete, let's come back and see how they've made a life for themselves. I'd be there.
The Kentucky
Far
Purchase in this
and
one.
away. All right, Enya. Anyway,
Honestly, well, think about it like this, Matt. Here's where I'm going to get you to turn on the movie. I would argue that Far and Away did a disservice to Enya's career.
I disagree.
If their association was not with this movie, maybe it would have came onto my radar. Imagine Rock and Roll High School with Enya.
I'll say this is a spoiler on the cover too, because they're both there in Louisiana about to plant their flag, and it's like game over. They obviously win. Like back again with spoilers on covers, pissing me right off. I mean, this is the original poster. But anyway, shouts to like collector's edition. Can you guys believe that?
Are you excited for the one film historian bonus feature you're going to get?
Yeah, spoiler alert, it's me. I sent one in.
It's you and the teacher from the class.
I learned so much about the Louisiana Purchase because of this film.
Oh,
It's great.
God bless you, Matt.
Well, Russ, we're in the home stretch here. I wanted to close us out with one last title and then one bit of another rumor that I was excited about. This might hit a little close to home, but it's that Interstellar release that you pre-ordered and then it got canceled.
Whoops.
Here it is. This movie, I feel like, has had a few bumps in the road. We were going to go see this in IMAX, which I was so excited to see. They were putting this out for its 10th anniversary, and then it got like canceled and moved. Something about like the film itself being destroyed. Did we read that together?
I think we did.
Something about like
reels were coming up missing or
Something.
actually being stomped out of existence.
So I don't know why or how, but I guess maybe
I guess
that
they
had,
all saw Tenet.
maybe they were like, this guy's done. But maybe that impacted this release, the whatever. I don't know why, but it was supposed to come out and then it got canceled. But now it is coming back. It's coming back December 10th. Again, a release that's toyed with your emotions at least, and many, many other people. This was the release that it was supposed to be. And now this is what we're going to get. One of these. Whoa. One of these book type deals. A long book that's going to stick out about halfway past your shelf, kind of like you're going to slide that in and it's just going to be sticking out. So you're not going to be able to put that on your shelf. You're going to have to stick it on your shelf behind you in your Blu-ray channel.
You could always stick it up your ass.
I think I might have to, looking at these. I mean, I'm starting to get annoyed by these. I'm not going to lie.
It is. It's so impractical. I feel like a broken record, but we say this all the time. Where do you put that? You have to display it.
Give me a art book of Interstellar in a book like that, and I will put it on my coffee table. Don't put the discs in there. That's where they have to live, on my coffee table for me to then go and get. That's why this Godfather thing has pissed me off so much. I'll take a book of all the great photography and everything else that went on, but don't put the discs in there. Don't do it.
I'm with you. I would refuse. I'm going to stand tall. I'm going to protest this release, Matt.
This is what it looks like opened up.
Oh, that's nice.
I mean, to be honest, it doesn't look bad opened up. It looks nice opened up, but again, it's a little impractical. The discs are in these sleeves, which really don't like. I think a lot of people out there can feel that. But I mean, from a packaging, you got that nice slide-in book that goes in the little sleeve right there. You got your posters.
Does it come with a daughter?
No daughter.
I don't even know. Isn't that like some emotional thing? I've never seen it.
There's a lot of emotion going on.
Yeah.
How many people in a poll want me to spoil Interstellar for Russ? That would take me a while. It's a very long movie.
I told you, man. I feel like I'm going to watch it at some point, so don't.
So you're going to pick this up?
No.
All right.
Dude, that was my thing. So I've never seen this movie. Everyone's been punching me in the face for years, telling me to watch it. And that 4K release, that Zavvi exclusive one, I love that box. I had the pre-order in, much like everyone else. I've been waiting for a year only to be told kick rocks.
Yeah.
And when you go through an experience like that, I'm just like over it.
Yeah.
Not saying forever, but just right now, it's like, if I go in, I'm going to have a mood. I'm going to have a fuck you. I am a
little exhausted with all this.
Yeah, exactly. I'm exhausted by it. And it's going to affect my experience watching it. So, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to wait a little bit while, and then eventually. You want to hear one of the most misogynistic things in the world? You know why I avoided watching it?
Why?
Anne Hathaway's hair, man.
Is it bad?
Don't like it?
Don't she have like short hair in this?
It's a short pixie cut,
bowl cut or something.
It's not like Lloyd Christmas or anything.
That's what it reminded me of.
It's like a little pixie haircut.
Did she have like a chip in her tooth too?
What?
It just looked off, and I remember thinking like, oh.
Well, she's got like a space helmet on most of it.
Yeah, which accents the chipped tooth.
Well, do you remember when Warner Brothers was patting themselves on the back for their 100th anniversary, putting out all those steelbooks? They put an Interstellar 4K steelbook out in like Japan, but it never, I don't think, came here. But you can get, Russ, a reprint only at Walmart.
We're still doing this limited edition reprint.
We still are, only at Walmart.
I can't wait till it goes to the next level. It's like deluxe limited edition reprint. Deluxe limited edition reprint of the reprint that printed on a reprint.
That's it right here. But all of those will only be exclusively at Walmart. They do use the same Matthew McConaughey walking photo a lot. This time he's in water. Sometimes he's on like an icy tundra. It's like, this is like the thing. It should just be that, like, it should be this. It should be outer space. That's what Interstellar is. This doesn't look like...
But that's a spoiler.
It could be.
He goes to space in the movie. I didn't know that, Matt. No.
Might as well put Matt Damon on the cover. Now I'm part of the problem. Well,
put Joaquin Phoenix's head on there.
Sorry, you guys. If I don't know who's pissed off about this, who's going to get this. Did anybody pick this up? It does look beautiful when you look at it. It's a nice display piece. It's great. My discs shouldn't be there though. They shouldn't. The last thing I want. This is a selfish news item, really. Maybe there's some big fans out there. I'm going to hope there are. If you're here and you're still watching and you're still in this chat, you're somebody who's going to like this news, I hope.
Hell yeah.
So coming soon from 4K from Umbrella. We don't have any box shots or anything. This is really just based on a tweet that they put out that they are going to be putting out the much anticipated The Fall. So this has been desired in 4K for the longest time. And earlier this year, there was a bunch of news out that said that this movie was getting a 4K restoration for theater, like a theatrical release. I think Mubi or somebody was like partnering with them to get it restored and then put out into the theater. So it just kind of felt like, okay, this movie company, they've put out Blu-rays before. Maybe they'll be the one to kind of put it out in the physical media market once it's run in the theater. Well, now here comes Umbrella saying that they're thrilled to announce that they're going to be putting this out in their, deluxe collector's edition that they are known to do.
Is it just me, or has Umbrella been running shit lately? I feel like their announcements are getting bigger. They're getting, they're more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is it just me?
No, you're not wrong. I mean, every month that they put out a new release, out of 4 or 5 that they do, they're doing 5 really big releases in terms of like the packaging, what's coming with it. Like it's like a big to do. Like it's not like how Arrow will do 5 titles. One of them's like this cool box set, and the rest are just like regular standard editions. Yeah. Everything Umbrella's doing comes with like a standard and a slip or some deluxe edition. Rarely have I seen them just do like a standard thing at this point. I will say, and this is shipping aside, their prices start at like $55 and go up to like $75, depending on what they are. Then you've got a muster getting shipping through in the US, which is pretty gnarly unless you're ready to spend at least $140 to get it free. So you got to be ready to drop some cash there on a bunch of titles to make it ultimately worth it. But that price point's still a little high.
How much did that Super Mario Brothers go for? What was that?
That was like, they had like a 75, a 99. Yeah. They have a few different ones, I think, at the time. But I'm sure whatever Umbrella does, it's going to be awesome. I know it's going to be a pretty penny, I'm sure. It'd probably be like $100 US by the time we're all in for whatever they're going to do. But I don't know. I don't know if the chat's excited for this or not, but this is a really cool film. It's visually incredible. And it's just one of those things where the film is good to the point where watching it in 4K would probably only elevate, the experience for, just anybody that is a fan of this film. Because it is such an incredibly visual film. The colors, like just look at this cover. This basically gives you an idea about what you're going to see in the movie, literally how that looks.
Looks like a progressive rock band album cover.
Does look pretty cool. I need like a parental advisory sticker on there to be done.
Rush, parental advisory.
Yeah, the dude's name Tarsem Singh. His other film To Sell with Jennifer Lopez, that's been rumored for Arrow in 4K. So now you're getting this. I think he did one other movie called The Immortals. But I don't know if there's any big Tarsem fans out there.
I hope we get a Vince Vaughn commentary on The Cell.
Vincent D'Onofrio and Vince Vaughn. They must be boys. They're like everything together.
The 2 Vinces.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just want the 2 Vince commentaries. Get rid of all the film historians and get D'Onofrio and Vaughn together to talk about, Central Intelligence with Kevin Hart.
Lindsay, any fans of the Fall out there in the chat? Is Roger out there?
No Roger tonight. None of your business said yes, The Fall, finally. Eric Otto said that was cool, getting the Arrow, The Cell for sure.
Yeah.
And then Oscar Burroughs Ringel said The Fall in 4K was my second guess after the highly anticipated House Party 4K.
Coming soon, right after Just One of the Guys in 4K.
Oh, and Victor Fontaine said he just can't afford the Umbrella releases. The cost of the disc and the shipping kills it for him.
It's tough. They are really hard.
They're the company that I always end up skipping on.
Yeah.
Out of all.
Yeah, every once in a while I'll pull the trigger on something that's just like a must-have. And usually my thought process is I don't think it's going to get better than this anywhere else, and this will probably be the release that I would want to have. Like, if there's been a couple like that where I looked at it and I was like, I gotta probably get that one, like Primer. Like, I don't know who's going to put that out, but that was a sick release. Lucky I live in Australia. Notorious Murders. Lucky you are. I'm a big dumb American. Never heard of this guy or his films. Check out The Fall for sure. That one, The Cell has got the...
I was about to say, The Cell was a big release.
I saw that in the theater. It does have the Jennifer Lopez element working against it in this day and age because of what her, she's...
It did then too, Matt.
I think it's a little bit worse now. I think her cachet is a little bit tarnished. A little bit more so than it was back then.
I never took her seriously as an actress. Ever. Or as a musician. Actually, what the fuck do I take her seriously on?
The Cell?
I mean, she's a celebrity. No, but for real. What did she... She excelled as a fly girl.
She sure did.
I mean, But for real, like music, we're not going there. But movies, what? Out of Sight was a good movie. She got a lot of praise for that, but that's in hindsight.
Money Train?
Could have been no. Money Train is fucking terrible.
Enough.
Selena?
For real.
Selena?
No?
Come on.
None of your business. She was a good fly girl.
Hold
Oscar
on.
Burroughs,
No,
Selena.
We got to go into this. Why does every female...
Oh my gosh, not this again.
Bitty bitty bum bum.
No, like I've never met a dude who likes Selena, but I've met so many women who like that movie in my life.
Bitty bitty bitty
Do you
bitty
like that
bitty
movie?
bum bum. I'm singing the damn
All
song.
right, you're singing the song. I know you're a big fan of her music, but I was saying, do you like the movie?
It was okay. I saw it in Spanish class.
That's what I was about to say. And Lindsay, the producer, that's what it is to me. Like
A school film?
that. Oh my God, that was the only movie they showed in Spanish class. Holy shit! Like I didn't learn anything about Spanish, but I've seen Selena like 8 times, dude.
Out of all the movies that I've seen in school, Far and Away is still the best one.
Well, all right. Are you gonna count the ones that the teachers put on when they didn't care, just to? Because, dude, I had a teacher put on there something about Mary.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
They were hungover that day.
Granted, I mean, it had just come out too. I was
Yeah.
17. I was a senior. But if we're gonna go the academic route, I told Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I love that they showed us that.
I saw that in the school too.
Yeah, that's probably it. To Kill a Mockingbird's a great movie.
Well, that's all the news we've got for tonight.
Nah, Metro, man.
Oh, wait. Okay. Before
God
we.
damn it,
all right.
I blew off.
All right, we're closing out. We got nothing, no news left. We got the chat up here. We're taking requests from the chat, and while we do that, Russ is going to give his Metro review before we close out
You
on
gotta
this
talk with me about it.
on this special Tuesday. Russ, what's up with this Metro?
Thanks.
You watched it?
All right. Yeah, I did watch Metro. I took a viewer request, Matt.
Okay.
I watched Metro with Eddie Murphy, Michael Rappaport, Michael Wincott, 1996, I believe. And the reason why it was recommended to me was because I went on a little rant about Beverly Hills Cop Axel F. I was not a fan of it whatsoever. And it was recommended based on, dude, if you didn't like this, Metro feels more like a Beverly Hills Cop film than Beverly Hills Cop 4. It does. I feel bad. This put me on the spot. All right. I didn't love it, but I can understand, one, why it was recommended to me, and two, had I seen this in the 90s when I was younger on TV and all that, it would have clicked. I would. It's one of those where I could see this being one of those background kind of movies that you build an affinity for. It wasn't terrible, but just to me, it was kind of almost forgettable. I hate to say it. I hate to say that because I feel like I'm letting you down.
Is Alex Das, is he out there, the guy that wanted you to review it, or has he already left?
He was here earlier. He asked twice. So maybe he'll come back around.
Legends of the Fall coming in 4K. You know, I put this on the list and took it off last minute, and now I'm sad that I did because there's someone out there that wants to talk about Legends of the Fall in 4K. Enough of this, Metro.
So back to what I was saying. Michael Wincott, he's a good villain. I'm a big fan of Michael Wincott. And he had, you know, put him as a villain, it's going to kick ass.
Okay.
I like Michael Rappaport, and he's doing his little Rappaport thing, you know. Unfortunately,
he left during the Enya conversation. I think many people did. None of your business. Many people did. Enya, I'm out of here. This is what I subscribe for.
And so, like, the problem really comes down to Eddie Murphy. And I realized this, Eddie Murphy once, well, there was an incident that happened with him that kind of was controversial. But I feel like after that, he went more Bill Cosby. He went in movies, and well, he stopped doing stand-up, but he went more safe and kept doing it. And it felt safe. It felt closer to Beverly Hills Cop, but not... I can't ultimately give it a thumbs up, but compared to the Beverly Hills Cop 4, holy shit, it's a masterpiece.
Well, there's a lot of Legends of the Fall talk, not a lot of Metro talk.
The score in it was pretty good. Maybe not quite up to like the Harold Faltermeyer.
Marvin Hamlish.
Marvin Hamlish. It didn't live up to the Marvin Hamlish score of Beverly Hills Cop, but it.
Have you seen Legends of the Fall? Have you ever seen that movie?
Michael Wincott is always great, though. Do you know who he is? He's got the gravelly voice, bad guy in The Crow.
For all my Legends of the Fall fans out there, I just want to speak on one moment in that movie that always made me laugh at the same time cheer.
Nah, honestly, I've never seen Legends of the Fall.
There's this showdown at the end of the movie. So basically, it's like Anthony Hopkins and Aidan Quinn, I think, and Brad Pitt. There's like sons. That's a family or whatever. And it's a long epic. A lot of shit goes down. They go through a lot of trials and tribulations, basically. I'm not going to go through the whole movie. At some point, Anthony Hopkins has like a stroke and he can no longer talk. He can no longer speak. And he wears a chalkboard around his neck so he can like write words. Because this is like 1800s or something. I forget when Legend of the Fall is. It's really old. So, but he's writing in chalk like things that he needs to people to know.
Yeah.
So there's a scene at the end where all the villains, all the bad guys, they like come up on the ranch to like do something bad, take like wipe them all out, like the whole family or whatever. They're coming to kidnap. So I forget what it is, but they're all showing up. And for the first time in the whole movie, the whole family is literally back together. They've been splintered the whole time. Brad Pitt's there, Aidan Quinn's there, like Anthony Hopkins, he's in the back room with his chalkboard, whatever. But they're all there, so they're all ready to face like the final battle. And there's like a little bit of like a tension that goes on. And then there's this, I believe it's slow motion. I want someone to correct me, but I believe there's a slow motion part, or maybe it was just in my mind, but at least there's a part where out of the blue, like right where you think like they're going to get their asses handed to them, Anthony Hopkins like kicks the door open with a shotgun and he's got the chalkboard around his neck and it's swinging and he just starts blasting these dudes. And that chalkboard's like swinging back and forth.
Like Flavor Flav.
It always had me dying because he literally wastes these dudes and it's like, wow, that was awesome. But he's got this stupid ass chalkboard around his neck so he can write.
If they would have put that in the trailer, I would have seen it back in the day.
Yeah.
That piqued my interest in this
That was
film more
pretty-
than anything I had ever heard into it.
But on that note, it's been a lovely time. I enjoyed recounting that with you, Russ, and talking all the news of the week.
I enjoyed Anthony Hopkins with a chalkboard around his neck. Dude, when you first said that, I was picturing him trying to like, hello, Clarice.
It's all screeching too. It's like, you know, it's like all annoying. Can you just stop talking altogether? But
Could you get a quill pen or something? Jesus Christ.
But it's a pretty decent movie. I think Lindsay, the producer, and I probably watched it. I think I saw it before she did, to be honest.
How many terrible movies do you force Lindsay, the
We
producer,
watched that
to
while
watch?
we were in Mexico.
We did. We were on a honeymoon, a romantic getaway. We threw that on so she
You
could
fell
see
asleep. I
Matt
stayed up
was
really
putting
late
moves
watching
on.
it.
Brad Pitt's long,
When
flowing
Matt-
hair.
When
It's
Matt
really
brings
long,
up,
right? It's like 3 hours.
It's
I think
long.
we watched
That's
it on.
not 3, but it's
No,
an
we
epic.
watched it. It was on TV. We didn't like
It's a
bring it
3-day
with us. It was
miniseries.
on TV with tons of commercials. I think it went on all night long. Matt was asleep. I watched the whole thing. I think you missed the chalkboard actually
No,
the second time.
I knew that very well. Very, very well. But it's been a pleasure. Thanks everybody for hanging out. If you're in the UK and you're still awake, or Australia, or wherever you might be, and it's like midnight, 1 a.m, we appreciate you. We appreciate everybody out there for joining and enjoying the chat, saying hello, and so much more.
oh yeah.
What do we got coming up, Russ? What can we leave the people with? What signs of hope? Give them something to be hopeful for.
The
The Hitcher review.
Hitcher review's coming out. Nightmare on Elm Street review. State of Physical Media, I'm sure, is something we're gonna have to do to get some subs, right?
At some point in 2025, we'll recap the state of physical media, our favorite releases of the year, physical media awards, maybe.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming up. I didn't even know you incorporated videos into the live stream. What are you asking me for?
We got a lot of bells and whistles here now, Russ. We're doing a lot of bells and whistles. But the next stream will be next 2 Wednesdays from now, the 30th. That's the current plan. October the 30th, Wednesday. Maybe a spooky stream. I don't know. Maybe we can do something Halloween related.
That reminds me, you ever seen The Crow?
No.
That takes place on Mischief Night. The main villain in The Crow was played by Michael Wincott, and he was in the film Metro. He's the villain in it, dude.
Kevin Dunn. You should come dressed as the Crow.
I don't think anybody wants that.
We want Tango and Cash in 4K. We sure do. Here, let's throw that up again. Let's leave the people with some hopes and dreams like this.
Terry
Tango and
Hatcher.
Cash.
Terry Hatcher in 4K.
There it is. Tango and Cash.
Oh, real quick, can we do a shout out to Rydea? He dropped you guys a tip earlier.
Ray Dia?
Yeah.
Ray Dia, thank you so much for dropping that tip. Really appreciate it. And he's like, thanks for giving me the hopes and dreams that over the top were going to come out, and then you dashed them.
Yeah.
Here's
So
a
he took
tip.
back his tip.
That was
Terry.
probably the sickest thing you've ever done on this channel, man.
Except for this one, when I was like, guess what? Fooled you. It's actually Kino.
Didn't you do a mock-up artwork for Arrow? Did it end up looking
I did.
Did it end up looking like the
like the same? Yeah, I used the cover art. It's
No
like the same
shit.
thing. Yeah, it's like the same thing. We're in the wrong business, Russ.
We really are. We're 4K psychics.
So we got all those reviews coming out. Again, we'll be streaming again in 2 weeks. Keep up with us on our channel. We've got videos coming out in between. Keep up with us on Reddit. Keep up with us on Instagram. We're all over the place, always just popping up and saying hi.
Yeah. We're very social.
Very social.
Oh, someone earlier did say that they're enjoying all of the uptick in the Instagram posts.
There we go.
When you hire the right people, they do a good job.
You don't, yeah. Remember, we asked all of you out there who wanted to do a job for free, and everyone said no, and that's against labor laws. And we found someone.
If you've noticed, Mark hasn't been in the comments for a while. We kidnapped him and put him to work.
He's in the coal mine doing Instagram posts. Mark, we miss you. All right, Russ. Good night, everyone. Thank you. We'll see you next.